The button is hit.
Welcome,
Oh,
everybody. Yeah, I'm taking over, bitch.
okay, all right. You do
Yeah,
that. I'm
let's
on
go.
my cigar. You do
Go
that.
ahead, light your cigar. This is episode 213 of the Herpeticulture podcast. See, this is what happens when I take over the intro. Today we will be joined by Mr. Brandon Valentine of Cult Serpents to talk about his private collection, maybe a little bit of herping, all that good stuff. Super excited for this episode. But first and foremost, as always, this episode is brought to you by BlackBoxCages.com. If you want PVC cages, racks, it is the best of the best. You can't get any better. You can see a whole section of it behind me here, and it is wonderful. Me and Justin need to get our orders for this year.
I was thinking about this earlier today. Actually, I was like, when we're doing the intros and we're doing the black box thing, like throughout the show, we should randomly like DJ Khaled just be like, "Black Box Stages worldwide," like just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm not against it. Yeah, so they are definitely the best of the best. They've come out with a couple new racks recently, both of which I'm probably getting with our next order that will be placed soon. They've got hatchling racks, adult racks, big cages, small cages, anything you could imagine. And pretty much any way you could want it. When it comes to cages, man, you can get it with lights, you can get it with heat panels, you can get a big lip on the bottom, you can get a small lip on the bottom, you can get 2-foot cages, 6-foot cages, 8-foot cages,
black,
white, whatever you want, man. The customization is
you're only limited by your imagination.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. So definitely check them out. Best of the best PVC cages on the market right now. Best lead times in the industry also. So I mean, what more can you ask for? Honestly, like you're gonna get it fast, you're gonna pay a good price for it, and it's gonna be quality. I mean, come on, man. It don't get much better than that. So hit up blackboxcages.com. And if you do, make sure to use the code THN at checkout. Get 10% off your order. That does not come to us or anything. That is just solely for you to get a discount off your stuff and enjoy it like we do.
A little something.
Yeah, a little something off the order, save on shipping. And if you are in the general Southeast area, they do have a pickup option. If you want to drive and save a little bit on shipping, even if you don't save a lot on shipping, go meet the Black Box peeps. They're great people, and you won't be disappointed. It's always fun picking up. Me and Justin make the pilgrimage every year to go over there and
hit up Chili's.
Pick up our gear, and rock and roll, baby. It's
the best weekend time. Next to Daytona.
It's a good time. It's fun. So make sure to do it. Clinton, Jen are some of the best people in the industry. And we are proud to call them long-term sponsors at this point. This is year 3 with them, I believe. So. Yeah. So definitely check them out. They're best of the best in the industry, man.
Quality that cannot be matched.
Often imitated, but never
duplicated.
Never duplicate. I couldn't figure out the word, but that was it. Thank you. That was fantastic. But after you go to blackboxcages.com and buy yourself some goodies, go ahead and head on over to Steve Snaketuary and get yourself some Venom hot sauce. You like chicken wings? You like tacos? You like anything? Hey, Brandon, you like chicken wings?
I like chicken wings.
You like chicken wings? Go ahead and buy you some Steve Snaketuary hot sauce. You want to take those chicken wings to the next level? Oh my God. You don't know what you're missing out on, my guy. He's got
spoiler alert. It's hot.
It's hot. He's got 6 different flavors. I've got 5 of which sitting in my kitchen right now.
All ethically sourced, none made from the actual species on the bottle.
They are not made with snake.
Just love and delicious.
Passion. Yeah,
that's right.
It's incredible. And Steve is also a first responder and as well as a reptile educator, rehabilitator, all the good stuff. So when you buy his hot sauce, you're helping out Steve and all the good stuff he does. So
And he
definitely
does a
check
lot.
him out. He does. He does a whole lot. He takes in unwanted snakes. He goes and catches snakes out of people's yards. He does education, takes in sick snakes and gets them back to health, man. He's done it a lot.
If
And
Jake got abandoned like a baby bird somewhere, I bet you he'd pick him up and take care of him and rehabilitate him and bring him back to health.
no doubt.
And then find a good home for him.
I could probably show up with a kidney
Put him
stone,
in a little
Steve
shoebox.
help, and he would help me
That's right.
bring me back to life, and do what he needed to do. So definitely go check out Steve and all the good stuff he does. Check him out on Instagram as well as BlackBox. Both of them are Instagram and Facebook. Go check both of them out. You will not regret it.
Oh,
And last but not least, after you're doing all that, you're like, hey man, kind of want a t-shirt. T-shirt sounds pretty cool. And you like snakes. I got the one-stop shop for you, and it is Fulvius Apparel. And that is ran by my good buddy to my left on the screen, right as I'm looking at it. Justin Smith of Palmetto Coast Exotics. Fulvius Apparel is the best of the best shirts you can get. Shirts, hats, mugs, all the good stuff. You won't regret it. New designs all the time. Who the hell is that?
it's my neighbor's dog.
Why is your neighbor's dog?
She just came wandering into the garage. It's Bella. She's
weird.
old and gets excited. What are you doing?
That's a big wiener.
Don't puke on me, dude. I know,
Dude,
isn't it?
My dachshund
She
used to do
likes
that
me.
same
She's my
thing.
buddy.
She'd like hyperventilate and
Came
not be
wandering
able to, like breathe. It's weird.
She's like 1,000,000 years old.
Yeah, they live for a long time. But yeah, check out Fulvius Apparel.
Probably gonna come. Oh,
Get the best of the best t-shirts and herpetocultural apparel that you could ask for. And he will also be vending.
just got a.
He will also be vending the Daytona Reptile Expo.
I will.
So be there.
Still got to get my life together on that, but
it's barely 2 months away, bro.
I know, dude. I was thinking about today. I'm like,
come on now.
I really need to get started. Stop playing.
I'll be there. You better get your shit together.
You're going to Daytona.
I
That
know.
was gonna be my next question. You're going to
Yes.
Daytona. Fuck
Yeah, I'll be out there. I got a big old group going.
hell yeah.
We
Is
keep
Dustin
we're keep
going?
talking about having him and Keller having like a weird opposites day wrestling match.
I don't want to see
Because
that.
Keller's tall and Brandon's short.
Yeah, well, Keller's
Mhm.
tall and he's probably gonna get naked as soon as he sees Brandon, and we don't want any of that.
He does it to
don't need that.
everybody at some point. It's fine. It's just part of the experience.
He's gonna grab your ass as soon as he sees you, Brandon. I hope you know that.
He hasn't grabbed
I'm
mine yet,
expecting
but I've seen him do it to others. So.
Somehow I missed it last year. Like I think it's because I saw him early, and then Mike Kasicki walked up and he comes up to me and goes, "You dare me to grab Mike Kasicki's ass?" I was like, "You won't." He goes, "Watch this," and he goes, "Mike, how's it going?" And he shook his hand and grabbed his ass simultaneously.
Mike didn't see it coming, poor bastard. Like, yeah.
And Mike was like, "Whoa, all right, like, yeah, okay." So
Give him a fucking horse tranquilizer before I fucking get there. I don't need to deal with his
What?
ass.
that bitch will hit that horse drink and keep on
It
rolling.
might
baby.
actually, I was gonna say it might make him stronger. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just- there ain't no stopping that, dude.
Yes, fulvisapparel.com. Use code THN at checkout. Get 15% off your order. That is the exclusive promo code for THN listeners and viewers like you. Had a new order for Twin Cities Reptiles come in today.
So all 12 of you that
That's
listen
right.
to the show, you can get
right.
a discount.
People use it. They don't use it a ton, but they use it. But I'm like, that's how I know they pay attention. They listen. So
Yeah, there you go, man. Good stuff.
it's cool.
Well,
If you're in St. Paul, Minnesota, and you know where Twin Cities Reptiles is, they are the first official retail partner of Fulvius, and you can get my stuff there. And it has the Twin Cities Reptiles logo on the back too, so
yes,
pretty cool. It's worked out, and they sell a lot of them, so I'm happy to hear that they do well.
So before we really dive into this sucker, Smitty, what's new from you
Boy,
on
I got that
out of the county?
that massive rhino from Christian Parr.
I think it's a tank.
That
Dude.
thing's a tank, dude. And the pictures, like you see him in hand, and they don't look that big. And then I got him. I was like, I opened the bag, and I was like, Jesus, it's like this is a beast. And then he warned me ahead of time. He's like, he kind of thinks everything is food. I'm like, yeah, I mean, most rhinos do. If there's food around, like they get a little crazy, and then a little second, evil twin personality comes out for a little bit if food's around. And I'm showing my coworker because I'm like, you got to see these things. Like they're so cool. She's seen pictures and stuff because we just have the hognose at work, right? And so she's used to just seeing Wilson's derpy ass just hanging out, staring at us. I was like, you got to see these things. It's like the coolest snake you'll ever see. And so I pulled him out, and he's like, I can feel him getting tighter around my hand, and like, not like he's feeling like he's gonna fall off, but like tighter as in like, I'm going for it. And so after a few minutes, I was like, nah, he's fine. It's no big deal. And then I look at him, and he stops, and he starts nosing my hand. I was like, don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it. And then he did it. And my coworker like ran away. She like took off, dude. Cammy like straight up bailed on me. She just like ran off. I was like, dude, what happened? She's like, he bit you. And I was like, yeah,
dude,
fine.
you
like,
should have like freaked out, but like, help. I can't get it off.
Well, I had to like grab him by the freaking head and like hold him as I put him back in the bag because he was gonna just hold on. He wasn't going anywhere. And she's like, there was some blood. It wasn't anything crazy. She's like, did you bite you? I was like, yeah. Did it hurt? And I was like, no. And I mean, it really didn't. It was like, every time I get bit, I'm like, why? It's the Jack in the Box thing for me. I don't like the
I was about to say why are you so scared to get bit?
I don't know. It doesn't hurt. I'm like, it's not the pain. I'm just like, whatever. But
I don't know.
I went and showed my
the worst non-venomous snake bite I took was doing an exact scenario like that. Snake I didn't know. I took it out of the bag. Yeah.
Yeah,
it bit the shit out of me, dude. That was gnarly. I'll specify non-venomous, but yeah.
Yeah.
That was not
well, then my boss's mom, who's like, she runs the bookkeeping and stuff, she was like gravely concerned for me for like the rest of the day because she's like, your hand's swollen. I was like, it's fine.
No, it's not.
I was like, does it hurt? I'm like, no. I'm like, I washed it. It's fine. She's like, you need to get some antiseptic on it or something. I'm like, Joanne, I don't. It's fine. Like, and every like other hour she'd be coming up. She's like, let me see it. And it was like a little swollen, but it wasn't anything like crazy. And I'm like, it could just be that my hands are just fat. I don't know. Like,
nah, dude, it's that rhino venom. You got envenomated, bro.
I was like, I don't think she understands how.
You're lucky you didn't lose that hand. You're lucky it wasn't a Baron's, because a man snake, a man snake like that would have fucked you up.
If only I was keeping a real snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a Baron's fuck up a dude's hand.
I'm telling you, dude, a bad Baron's bite ain't no fucking joke, dude.
Oh, it's bad.
It's not. It is not pleasant. I've seen some pretty bad bites.
Got him set up, and he's doing well. He's still, he is not. His attitude is the same. Like, I open the tub, and he's like coming out, going, "Where's that? Where's that?
Have you fed him yet?"
Yeah, dude. I gave him some chicken gizzards over the weekend, which none of my other rhinos will eat gizzards for some reason. Like, I've offered it, and they want nothing to do with it. This dude was like, hell yeah, and like,
let's go, dude.
Yeah, he ate a bunch of it. So I kind of feel bad for any like rat pups I put in there or anything, because it's going to be rough. And I'm actually kind of concerned because my plan, Christian sent him to me because he has a younger female, and he's like, by the time she's old enough, he's going to be kind of up there in age. So he's like, I want him to be used. So I was like, okay, send him down to me. I'll send you babies next year. Like, no big deal, all that good stuff. So that's what we're going to do. And he's so big. I'm like concerned for the safety of my females already, because if he's this like aggressive with food and stuff, like male rhinos can be aggressive breeders. Rob Stone has talked about neck biting with his.
Dude, neck biting is so common.
Well, yeah, but this is like, Rob Stone has told me, he's like, I've seen them do it sometimes, and they can be pretty brutal about it. So we'll see. Time will tell. But
I wouldn't worry about it, man. A lot of those snakes, like, yeah, they might be aggressive breeders, but a lot of times, like when they're with a female, that food response kind of turns off. You know what I mean? It turned.
Oh,
then
it's
it
not
turned
even the food
into, like,
response
a
I'm worried
breeding
about. It's the
response.
breeding response, because my male that I bred again this year to the same female that they produced the clutch last year, he was super aggressive about breeding, and they're like the same size, if not he's slightly smaller, but not by much. So like with this guy, it's not gonna like deter me from pairing him, but I'm definitely want to be present when I put them together initially, just to make sure, because he's gonna be wacky. So
Just keep
had
an
him
eye
come
out
in, and then I traded my
for a
Kasicki.
couple hours.
My youngest male, he had an older female because his male rolled unexpectedly a while ago. It's been a couple months, maybe a year. So he was like, I need another male. And I was like, I've got one. He sent me a female. So got her. She's doing really well. So next year I should have, between the female that laid this year and last year, this new girl from Kasicki, and then the smaller female that I'm raising up, by next year, like all three should be in rotation to go. So
Nice.
rhinos. Other than that, got a male Leonis from Sarah at Twin Cities Reptiles. That's really nice. Doing really well. Absolutely flawless.
Nice.
And then first eggs to hatch should be the first corn clutch. And that's going to be probably over the weekend. We were at like day 45. So we've got another, 2.5, 3 weeks or whatever before those go. But it goes by quick.
Yeah.
It's just flying. It goes by even faster when you just decide not to pay attention to, like with the chondros, it felt like forever because I'm like constantly in there looking, checking. It's like if you just kind of like count down the days and kind of think about it, check on periodically, like it just kind of goes quick. So
yeah, man, it's all you can do. It's better to put them up and forget about it, man. Go by a lot quicker.
Other than that, that's it. It's just been work and getting my ass kicked. So
yeah, I mean, we had some since our last THP episode. We've had some progressions over here. I had 2 clutches laid since our last THP episode. We got Apalachicola white oak gray rat snakes on the ground, and we also have Brewster County fork line gopher snakes on the ground. So those are really cool. First time breeding Pituophis. Really happy about that. And then hopefully it looks like in the batter's box, we might have albino southern pine snakes on deck.
yeah.
Female appears to be very gravid, so very, very hopeful that happens. Repeat pairing from last year, the Santa Rosa County gray rats. She appears to be gravid again, so she should be laying in the next week. And then Deckerts appear to be gravid, so hopefully some Deckerts rats on deck. Maybe some Seminole County yellows coming later on. I've got prelay sheds from the Deckerts and the Santa Rosa, so hopefully those are coming in the next week or so. Seminole, no prelay shed yet, and then the albino pine, no prelay shed yet, but she's massive, so really hoping those are coming up. Other than that, pretty much business as usual. If anybody's interested in some rat snakes, I've got some male Santa Rosas from last year that need to go, and a pair of Pasco County yellows that need to go. So if anybody's interested, hit me up. Need to move those along. You'll get a special discount if you want to do Daytona pickup. So let me know. Other than that, pretty business as usual. Did put my first deposit down on a pair of Daytona pickup snakes, so pretty excited about
As soon as I saw you post those, I was like, I know exactly who those are coming from. Because it was like, who also just posted their list like a day prior.
Yeah. So that was I couldn't really pass up on them, man. I didn't
even see what they were going for. I I saw them on the list, but I didn't. I was skimming because I was like, oh, that was whatever.
I definitely,
fair.
dude, fuck you for that. Definitely shouldn't have, but I'm glad I did.
I don't think you'll regret it.
No,
Yeah,
I
they're
won't.
super
at all.
nice.
I put a deposit down on a pair of proven breeder Pituophis depii jani, or the North Mexican pine snakes.
Johnny Deppie.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm really excited about those. Yeah, that would be a Daytona to pick up. Probably my only, since I'm getting those will probably, I'm gonna try to make those my only Daytona bring.
Yeah, okay.
No, because like, dude, I like it's.
How many years have I said now I'm not getting anything? I don't need anything, and then I somehow end up with like
Well, that's
5
you.
animals.
That's you. This is me. It's a difference. And this year, like, I actually have like too much going on, so I've already got those. I'm planning on picking up a pair of Locality Kings from Loafman, already committed to those. And then with our next black box order, I'm probably going to be dropping a lot of extra coin on some extra rack systems to replace some stuff in here. So really not going to have the money to pick up any more snakes. So it probably works out for the best, man, this year. So I'm okay with it. Not mad about it. I've always got room from Jani, though. Best of the best Pituophis, man. So
I will add real quick that Pied Blood Red clutch that I have, it looks like there's like one good egg.
really,
My suspicions of them not being great were right. So
damn,
it's a bummer.
that sucks. I kind of had the same. So like with the Brewster County Gophers, man, like all the eggs like low key looked like shit.
These just like were the
all of
waxy,
them.
like they weren't duds, but they were soft. Like they weren't,
Yeah,
didn't have the typical shell to them. I was like, those are
yeah.
probably not good, and
No,
they're already starting to turn colors. So
and that's kind of how this clutch was. One of the, I don't know if it was the female laying on the eggs overnight or what, but she busted open one of the eggs, and so it leaked all over everything else, and it smelled like dirty asshole. Like the next day, like it was terrible. She smelled terrible. All the eggs smelled terrible. And but most of them had veins. She had a couple duds, and then today I opened up the egg box, and again I opened the incubator, and I was like, "Oh God, something fucking stinks."
yeah,
Dude. So I pulled out the box and I opened it up, and there was one egg that started to kind of turn green and get nasty. So that one was obvious. I pulled that one out because it was going bad, and I looked at the others, and everything else looked pretty good. There was already one that had started to develop a little bit of mold on it, so I just kind of like wiped the mold off with a piece of paper towel. And but
you're
all of
supposed
them,
to lick it off.
yeah, no. But all the other ones had like a lot more vein development and only a week. So I'm pretty hopeful that it was originally 14 that I put in the beta, so it looks like maybe it might end up being 13 depending on how everything goes. But she laid 18 eggs. 4 of them were bad right off the rip. And now I pulled out one from the incubator. So looking like 13 now. But dude, as big as those eggs were, I can't believe how well she hid how gravid she was. Like I knew she was gravid, but I was like, maybe I thought she was going to give me like little small eggs and give me like 20, 25 of them. Nah, dude, she gave me 18 like almost tennis ball sized eggs, dude.
Jesus.
They were huge. Like I could not believe how big these eggs were. And there were so many of them. And I was like, holy shit. So I'm not surprised that couple went bad because she's a first time mom. This was her first clutch, and my God, dude, it was like when I opened
One eggs, damn it, you got them.
when I pulled up her hide, like because I pulled up the hide the first time, and there was a lot of eggs, but she was still laying. So I was like, okay, I'll leave her. Next day after work, I opened that hide and there was just like this massive pile of eggs. And I was like, holy shit. Like, and there are no little eggs, man. You know, rat snake eggs are pretty small, but dude, these eggs were like, they were fucking big. And there were so many of them. I was like, how are you even alive right now? Like, where did you put all of these?
Yeah, it's wild, dude.
It was nuts, man. So
that lavender diffuse female that I had lay finally, that I paired with the Castagna Motley male.
Yeah,
I pulled her clutch because she laid, and it wasn't a big clutch. It was like, I think 7 or 8 eggs. And then I came back a couple nights later and checked on her again to offer some food, and there was one more egg that I guess she just hadn't popped out yet. But
yeah,
looking at her after she had laid, I was like, oh, she's good. She didn't have any. And it's like, lo and behold, you know.
yeah, that's how it was. I didn't have that with the gray rat, but the gray rat that laid for me this year, the Apalachicola, she's smaller than the yellow and the gray that laid for me last year. And so last year, my gray rat, the first clutch, they both double clutch, but the first clutches, my gray rat gave me 14 good eggs, no slugs. My yellow rat gave me 16 good eggs, no slugs. This gray that laid for me this year is like half the size of the females from last year. She gave me 17 good eggs.
Oof.
I was expecting like 8, 9, maybe 10 tops. But when I counted 17 eggs in this little female dude, I was like, holy shit. And I think that like that says something to like not because like they're 2020s, so like they're 4 years old, and I think it's something to be said, not growing your snakes super fast, getting them up to size super fast, and giving them really big really fast. You know, like I fed them well and I fed them healthily. They're not big, you know, for 4 years old. So I think it's something to be said for, you know, a feeding regimen for some of those animals. But she gave me a really healthy clutch, 17 eggs, no slugs, and every single one of those things had veins in them. So I'm really, really happy with her, you know, her performance for a first time female. So I'm trying not to get her a double clutch. I haven't fed her yet. I'm trying to let her, you know, lay low and not double clutch for me because she's not. I really don't want her double clutch, as small as she is. So we're gonna try to prevent that. But
what do you got going, Brandon?
Yeah, man.
Not a whole lot. Fucking, I just picked up these Desert Phase Children Eye today.
Oh, dude, those are so
right
sick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I literally right before this, so I haven't even got them in there.
Yeah, I was about to say he hasn't even unloaded them yet.
Nah, they're still boxed up. Besides that,
are those like a different locality from the regular? Like, are those obviously more of a westernly?
No, so it's like
thing?
It's a line bred kind of thing. So I have the whole info on them. So it's like a outcross bloodline, multiple bloodlines, old VPI and late Lloyd Lemke lineage. Basically, that's all I really have gotten out. That was a part of the post, at least, from the person who produced them.
When you posted the pictures yesterday, I thought they were anthills. So I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
red.
Nice, man.
Yeah, didn't pay anthill money for them, but they're just as nice. So that's the next thing to get. I just want to get a lot of the Antaresia.
And you've got several Antaresia, don't you?
Yeah, I just got Westerns and Eastern stems right now. My girl gave me a clutch, but she dropped 4 infertils and 3 good eggs, but 3 went bad. And I think that was on my part. So, I mean, one still has some veins, but it's not looking hot. So I don't think it'll pull through. But she bounced back really well from it.
Nice.
For the most part. Besides that, nothing too new cooking over here. Same old shit.
No clutches going on?
No, just a ball python clutch that I'm waiting for this female to drop. It's one of my first snakes I ever got. So might as well try to get a clutch out of her. I palpated her like a month ago, maybe. It felt like 3 eggs in there. So who knows?
Got stuff, dude.
What kind of balls are they?
Het albino male to a pinstripe het albino. So nothing too fucking fancy. Something I could probably just give to a kid at a show.
Classics, man. You know that. Yeah. Those are them old old morphs, like pinstripes.
Yeah.
Like albino is one of the OGs, and then like pinstripes been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
So.
They're both probably close to 15, 16 years old at this point. So
Damn, dude, hell yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
That's sick, man. Well,
yeah,
let's get into this with you, man. Let's talk about you, the man of the hour, Brandon Valentine, man. Let's give us your story, my guy. Like, how did you get into all this, and give us the rundown.
Oh, shit. Just loved animals as long as I can remember. That's Steve Irwin did it for me for sure. Growing up on him, I'm right in that hot era of when he was on all the time. So that's the only show I'd really watch. Him, Jeff Corwin, and then there's some other dude I can't even remember who it is, but
Austin Stevens.
Probably that's probably who it is.
Yeah,
South African dude.
Yeah. I think that's what it was. But yeah, just watching him as a kid, watching those guys as a kid. And then I grew up in San Diego, in the hills of San Diego. So we had Ruber and Silpax semi-regularly and gopher snakes all over the place. I remember my dad would help one of his buddies. He was building a pool for a couple of years. They were going real slow on it. And every weekend he'd come back from helping him, and he'd have just a bag of random ass shit that he'd find on their property, like gopher snakes, just a bucket full of potato bugs and shit, just random ass stuff like that. So, and then I kind of got out of it in my teens for a minute there. I always had them, but I wasn't like deep diving into snakes like I was as a kid and all that. Out of it had 5 snakes for a solid 10 years or so. And then just probably 5 years ago or so, just started getting hot and heavy into it. I mean, besides that, nothing else really to do. So took a big deep dive into it.
So what's your collection look like now?
Number wise, probably 70, 75, something like that. Okay. But a lot of Indo-Australian pythons, some random boas, random colubrids, a lot of all south western U.S. colubrids, and some Australian geckos.
Yeah.
Strophs and neffs.
Dude, I want Strophers so damn bad.
Yeah, do it. They're fun. They're super fun. I was watching my male Tanakata chasing around the female last night. It's pretty entertaining.
They're just so cool. I don't think I'm at a point right now where it'd be a good idea to get into them, but like I have to at least get my hands on a pair of something from that genus, because they're all just so damn cool, dude. There's like little aliens. Yeah,
they're super easy too. I just throw crickets in there, basically UVB and heat lamp, one of those nanos, and let them go.
Dude, there's something about like micro geckos that like trips me out, dude. Like anything that small, because I've handled like big enough geckos, and those are hard enough to keep in your hands. But like, good God, you can't imagine something that's like 4 or 5 inches long. Jesus Christ!
That's why you don't touch them.
Yeah.
I don't really touch them.
It blows my mind hearing Burke and those guys talk about how like they're sort of the Anolis of where they were at in Australia, where they're like, yeah, we walk into a field and they're like all over the blades of grass and stuff out there.
Yeah.
Like, we're selling them for $400 to $600 a pop here, right? It's just why I don't know. I mean, it's for the same reason that I'm sure someone overseas is like keeping Carolina green and Anoles would be really cool, and you're like, why?
Oh yeah,
it's just
the difference.
It is. It's like another planet. It's just so cool.
Yeah, then I guess Strophs and one Neff right now, but that dude's gonna go over to Dustin here before winter, so he has 2 female Asper from one of our buddies.
Yeah, I forgot over there. Asper. Oof.
Yeah, it's 2 females, and I got a adult male that's gonna go over there. So hopefully he can do something good.
There's not a lot of those stateside. Like there's not a lot of people doing stuff with those. That's probably my favorite species out of that group. Just I love that. Just the look of those.
Those guys in Shea are my favorite, but we ain't getting Shea over here.
Yeah.
Stellatus are pretty cool too. The starred bobtails, those are you see those floating around every once in a while, but those guys are super cool.
Yeah, Dustin's got a lot of shit hiding over there, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, just like random stuff. I'm like, I didn't even know you had those, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh, and then technically, I have a Gillen Gillen's monitor over at Dustin's house. So,
I love how that was technically.
well, I gave him some money. He got 2, so technically,
There you go.
it's mine.
Yeah,
It's just
okay, I got
babysitting.
you.
Yeah, he's just babysitting.
It's kind of like the Amazon tree boas that Justin killed for us.
Yep.
Yep.
Fucking Christ.
He said, "Hey, I want to get some Amazon tree bows. You want to throw away?" And I said, "Yeah."
I remember it because we were at the
I threw
cigar
him a
shop.
couple
And I was like,
$100
dude,
and
and I was like,
he was like,
Harlan's
"I
got these
got it."
awesome Amazons. And I'm like, let's do it. And you're like, yeah.
I didn't have nothing to do with him. I just threw him some money, and then like 6 months later, he's like, "Yeah, they're all dead." And I was like, "Okay."
Jesus,
Cool.
what kind of Amazons were they?
Nice ones.
They
A
were
really
nice.
really
They
killer
were
male. Yeah, man.
That male was killer, man. Really orange and yellow. Like
Shit.
they were good looking, man. I was pretty stoked on them, but Justin went and murked them all.
Oof.
So it's all good, you know.
I got Russian Burr guy. I don't fuck with Amazons, but I got some Russian Burr guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
forgot
Yeah,
about
I
those too.
talk about snakes that you don't fucking touch, man.
Oh, dude, my
that's-
male. So I got 1.3. I got a male Costa Rican and 3 Venezuelan females. The Venezuelans I cannot fucking touch. Those things will light my ass up all damn day. But the male I could touch on, he's pretty good once he's out on a hook. But if I walk past any of the other cages, they're just fucking smacking the glass all day.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I have yet to see like a real big adult. But I've heard it's like a
those things,
on steroids, dude.
those are like they're
It's
the they're the boa version of a scrub python.
Yeah,
like
100%. Pretty
100%.
much. Yeah, the black-tailed tree boas. So my male's only like maybe 4 foot, 5 foot, and he's the guy that I got him from said he had him 8 years. So I don't know if he got him as a small adult or something like that, or a baby or what it is, but he's 8 years old at least, and the other 3 are wild caughts. So he's the biggest one I have right now too. So I mean, I heard they're supposed to be big. So
yeah, dude, like crazy.
Yeah,
Billy had some.
big.
I don't know how many he has currently, but he had some adults, and like
I'm pretty sure
I
he's
never
only got
saw
one.
him, but Phil saw him, and he said it's insane how big those are in comparison to Amazons. You know?
oh yeah, I can only imagine.
They're like freaking heat-seeking missiles, man.
Oh, fucking 100%. I gotta get a shield to change any of the waters or do anything in the cage. At least with the females. The male's pretty good. Male's eating medium rats. Biggest female's eating small
Damn.
rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they can eat a medium rat, that's a good-sized animal.
Yeah, but I only feed them that once a month. So
Yeah, for sure.
that are a big quail. One of those, like, what are they, like 4 to 5 week old quail or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can smash that and be good for a little while.
Nice, dude. Those are fun snakes, man. I know Chris Montross got into some of those recently, and he's been doing pretty good with them. But I think his group ended up being all males, so he's
Shit.
yeah, he needs some girls, but yeah, he's doing really good with them. He enjoys them.
Yeah, the only issue I have with mine is fucking Arizona. How dry it is. They get stuck. They get stuck shed. Like my male's not too bad. I can usually catch him. The other catch him going into blue, so I can spray him pretty good. The female, the medium-sized female is a fucking pain in my ass. That bitch is soaking so often. I can spray her as much as I want, and I can't fucking. So they're in a whole separate room too. They're in my loft, and I have a humidifier in my bedroom where a lot of my shit is, and I don't. It's like none of the Indo pythons or Australian pythons have any issue shedding for the most part. It's just the Rushies that give me problems shedding.
Yeah, I could see that. Damn it, man. Oh,
I've heard I've never experienced I mean, we don't have humidity issues here, that's for damn sure. But
Mhm.
you know, I know like in cigars and stuff too, a lot of guys out west, like they have to really stay on top of their humidors and stuff being where they need to be because stuff will just dry out so damn quick. And I mean, after going to Texas too, it made complete sense because I was like, that's a heat that I'd never experienced aside from opening my oven.
Oh yeah.
With that dryness to it, you know, it's like, okay, it makes sense now why guys are having shedding issues because this is just nuts.
That's why like it blows my mind when everybody's like, oh, like the Southeast is so much worse because it's like a humid heat. I'm like,
oh no, it's bad.
You obviously didn't spend much time like outside out west in that type
if
of
I
heat.
had to choose between the two, I'd probably choose like the Texas, like that drier heat, honestly.
I would
'cause it was at least tolerable.
So I was out in San Antonio, and it was probably 90, 95 degrees and 100% humidity, and I wanted to off myself the day. I was only there for a day. I wanted to off myself. It was bad. I would take 120 degrees here in the middle of the day all day. It was 112 today, and I was outside hanging cameras and shit. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's so bizarre about it is like it'd be triple digits. You know, we were in Big Bend, and it's like middle of the day, and it's just baking, and you're like, this is not. Doesn't feel as bad as the thermometer says it is. You know what I mean? Like,
nope.
I think it's because as the moisture comes out of your body, it's just evaporating, so it's not even getting to linger like it does down here with the humidity, where like your shirt is just drenched and it doesn't dry; it just stays that way.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard the opposite. I had somebody come down and they're like, "It's better here because you sweat, and the sweat keeps you cool." He's like, "Out there, it's just hot." And like you don't sweat and it doesn't keep you, and there's nothing to keep you cool, but here you sweat and it technically keeps you cool. I'm like, I don't know what kind of sweat you're sweating, but my sweat does not keep me cool. This makes me smell like an asshole.
Yeah. End of the day, they both suck. But if I gun to my head, I have to choose. You know.
Yeah, 100%.
Damn it, man. Yeah,
because even down here, like now it's getting to that time of year. Like even when I'm doing this and I'm in here,
it's rough.
Like podcast even on Mondays and stuff, like I have a fan running just to keep air moving because it's like otherwise it just I'll start sweating just sitting here, dude. It gets nuts.
Yeah, it's so dry here. I got a 3-gallon humidifier and that thing dries up in like 3 or 4 days. Jeez, that thing's constantly on.
Yeah,
for the most part. It's only at 50% too. It's not anything like fucking anything crazy.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, my dad's building a house right now and he's got a dehumidifier in there. And he fills up a 10-gallon bucket in 3 days, like just straight up water, dude. Like it's rough. It's rough, but luckily the snake room right now is pretty. I pretty much got it dialed in now. I'm staying right at about anywhere from like mid 50s to high 40s humidity, like percent humidity, and everybody seems to be rocking and rolling with that. So,
I get the occasional rough shed on one of the chondros, and for whatever reason, some of the baby Bairds will sporadically have just a rough shed.
I get that sporadically no matter what. I don't know why. It's not dry in here by any means, but some of my stuff, like even some of the yellows, man, some of them randomly just shed terribly. And I'm like, oh.
There's a baby Bairds I got to soak tomorrow probably, and it got the first like third off, and then it just decided to give up, I guess. I don't know. Little bastards.
None of my Cluebirds have bad sheds.
Because you have mostly like
Southwest.
Yeah.
I got Trans-Pecos, Gray Bands, and some Cal Kings and Splendida.
Okay.
And I think that might be it. Something like that, yeah.
No Leonis.
I almost went down that rabbit hole, but I'm fucking good. I don't need no rabbit hole to go down to.
Oh, it's dangerous. I've got my 3 now, but I still I'm on Morph Market periodically looking at the Leonis section because I'm like, oh my god, how that species has not been way more popular in general, like in terms of like the king snake world. Just I can't explain it.
Our baby's rough to get started.
Not nearly as bad as compared to like Greer Eye and some of the other Mex stuff. Like
you don't
not
see
as
those
bad
much
as Gray
either.
Bands. Like
yeah.
In comparison, I mean, and they're not spazzy Methropeltis, you know, like your Getula stuff, and they're much more like gray bands in the regard that like you can handle them and they don't think you're food constantly. I don't know. And just the amount of colors and stuff and options, like it's almost like Dion's rats to me. It's like those also should have been way more popular and how easy they are and like the number of colors and stuff they come in. It's like it doesn't add up. I don't know. I don't get it.
As far as stuff that isn't southeastern, I would take Splendida over.
Yeah, Splendida are fucking nice.
God, dude, like it's been hard to hold back on some of them because like I've got Brewster County, Texas Gophers, and I low-key really, really want Brewster County Splendida. Because oh my god, dude. Like,
I'd be lying conjuncta that Paint Shab have.
Those things are nice, man.
Hasn't caught my eye at least a little bit.
Those are really, really nice. But is any of your colubrid stuff locality specific, or are they just kind of?
My Alterna that I have is Limpus County. I have the fucking name written, so Olympias or something like that. Fuck, I'd have to find it. It's really dark. I've sent you guys. You've seen it in the group chat. Yeah. It's really fucking dark. I don't know. I just get random fucking colubrids. I'm mainly a fucking python dude, and
there you go.
I don't keep track of all that shit.
Well, this has been episode 213 and THP.
Yeah, fucking honestly. Fuck it, eh? Wait, yeah, no, I don't do much with colubrids. Mainly just Australian pythons. I Australian Indo python, so a lot of carpets, a lot of scrubs.
So you've got scrubs too?
Yeah, I got Parawaminas, reverse trio of Tannenbars,
nice.
a Barneck, and a Southern, but they're both at my buddy's house right now.
How are those Tannenbars?
Mine are sweethearts.
Really?
Yeah. Well, so the little female bit me a couple weeks ago, but it wasn't bad. I was fucking with her, so that was all on me. But for the most part, they're fine.
And how many of those do you have?
The reverse trio. So I got two boys and a girl.
Yeah.
And I got a male patternless Xanthic, male patterned Xanthic, and a Xanthic patternless. And then I've had feelers out to get a fucking patterned Xanthic, which is going to be really fucking hard.
Dude, like I want scrubs again so bad. Like I had one for a while. And like I want them so bad. I think they're so fucking cool. And I love them to death. But like that one I had, it just went so badly, did not jive with my room, wouldn't shed, and just ended up crashing.
Yeah, man, you got to a point where you just having like a parade of problems.
Yeah, he was
on the shedding front.
Yeah, he was not rocking and rolling with me for some reason. And I want to give him a go again. I think if I could get my hands on some Tannenbars, I would do it again. Because I've always wanted Tannenbars, dude. Like,
yeah. Tannenbars are my favorite for sure. Just how small they are, the pattern on. If you can get one that's pattern is fucking killer. How'd yours do, Justin? The one that you had for that minute there before he pussied out.
He was scared of it.
I wasn't scared of it.
You were.
No, like it wasn't like defensive, but it was a runner.
Oh,
but then when it got tired of running, that's when it would decide to Velcro itself to something and not move. And getting it off of something it was latched onto was like it was freakishly strong for its size.
Dude, they're all strong.
Like it's a fucking muscle. Lives in a tree. What do you expect?
I know, I get that, but like chondros and stuff, peeling them off something isn't that bad. But like this thing, dude, when he was on it, he was on it.
Because it's the stupid chondro, dude.
It was it was cool. I got my fill for a lifetime, I think. And I don't know. It was just like I enjoyed it, but I feel like it was almost wasted on me because you have guys like Doc Wyman that are trying to make progress with them and stuff and get more happening. And I was like, he needs to go to someone who's going to really put more effort into trying to make more of them, So
yeah,
it was just
Yeah, mine
Yours.
definitely have that Velcro issue. Trying to get one in a 5-gallon
Yeah.
bucket is
Oh, dude,
next
good
to
luck.
fucking impossible. But
And
if
then,
you, what do you say?
I was gonna say, once you get him out and get him on your hand, then like getting him into something else, that's a whole other
Oh yeah,
ball game. Getting him out and then like getting him into something else, you can forget about it, dude. But go
yeah.
ahead.
They're not. My two big adults males aren't too bad. They're not really biters. The newest one I have, I've only had him a couple months, so I haven't really felt him out. I've just left him alone. He was hidden in his hide that I had in the little quarantine section I got for a hot minute, and after I put him right next to my TV. After 2 weeks, or no, after a week, he would just be out cruising, just staring at me and shit. So just gotta give him time to relax, warm up, and not fuck with him all day, and you'll be good.
Do you have to do anything like so? Like, it seemed like for me, humidity was a problem, and like I don't have humidity issues here. Like I just, like I said, I had really bad jets from him all the time. So being out where you are, is there anything that you have to do to help with the humidity with them?
So I think the only issue is airflow. I think if it's humid and there's no air moving, then I think that's when issues start. I had a
Okay.
buddy out here that had one roll, he had a baby Southern that he got, and it was rocking real well for him for a while there, for like 6 months or so. Came out, he went from California out here. It was doing good as far as I know, and then it kind of went into a shed, and all the skin went with it. So yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah, and it
Holy
just
shit.
basically rolled like that.
Jesus.
But for the most part, I have fans going in every room. I just keep air moving. Besides that, I don't have any issues with anything shedding, minus the rushies, which I think I need to get them more humid.
Do you
But
spray them down or anything, or just
yeah, once or twice a week.
okay?
But besides that, I just have this humidifier going, which it
Okay, so you have
does
a
pretty good.
humidifier in your room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
okay, I got you.
I think it could be foggy or like all that condensation on the tubs and everything, and as long as air's moving, then I'm not really worried
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing, man, is with everything. Everything I've got now has a ton of air holes, like ton of ventilation. I've got my fan on high in here 24/7.
Yeah.
My fan does not turn off in the snake room.
Yeah.
It was funny. I accidentally turned it off one time, turning off the lights.
Mhm.
I walked in my room the next day and I just walked in and I was like, what's wrong? It's like
Feels like a
something,
swamp.
yeah, something's different in here. And I looked up and I was like, oh shit, the fan's not going. Yeah. I've got my fan rolling 24/7 in here, and it's good.
What about your other scrubs? I mean, how are they?
Oh, well,
in
Minas are fun.
comparison?
Oh, like temperament wise and all that.
Yeah, just working with them.
So my Wamina male is from Ryan Young. He's been a sweetheart since day
Nice.
one. He's a little food aggressive. I fucked up real bad one time because I had him at eye level. And I opened that tub, the top of the tub, and he darted out. And he was like, he was real close to my nose on that one. But besides that, he's a sweetheart. Once he's out, he's fine. I can take him out all day long. The female's wild caught. She was good when I first got her, and then I just don't fuck with her at all. And she will smack the glass or smack the tub every once in a while. Besides that, she's just a pisser and a runner. She's not.
Yeah.
That was something I wasn't prepared for with that Tannenbar of mine, was like the amount of urates that would be exiting its body anytime I touched it.
Oh yeah, and they fling that motherfucker too. So if you think you found all of it, you didn't. It's bad. Yeah, when I upgraded this one, so they're both right here. So she was in this one originally. I moved her from there to that, and when I did that, that was the worst mistake I ever did. She painted the side of my fucking wall, and that stunk up that room. I aired that motherfucker out for like an hour.
Abstract art.
Urate art.
Yeah, it's wild how like It's like they've just got UH just locked and loaded.
Oh,
Anytime.
in the chamber.
It's like,
in the chamber.
What are you doing? You just hold on to this, just waiting for me, because I'm going to come in. I'm going to go in that tub. I'm going to have to take you out eventually.
They know the routine by now.
Yeah, they
Well,
just
I
keep
very
it locked up.
quickly learned when it was time to clean to go ahead and just like touch the tail of that tannin bar and let him go ahead and just get it out the way, because I knew it was going to happen.
Yep.
Because it was got to the point where like every time I was like, oh my God. It's like, this is ridiculous. It's like when I pick up the damn turtles off the road and they just piss all over my leg.
Dude, I fucked up. So I got a leaf nose on my way back on Sunday. I went down to Tucson. I came back up and I got a leaf nose off the side of the road, and I grabbed them. And the ones I've caught before, I've only caught a couple of them, but never must on me once. I grabbed this thing, brought it in my car, didn't must till I got in my car.
It waited.
Yeah, it waited. It fucking dude, that was the
those
worst.
ink packs and the bank bags that explode.
As soon as you open it, yep, exactly.
Damn it.
Oh, dude, that was fucking.
Yeah, I saw you go in the chat and you were like, leaf nose musk is like on another level.
Oh, dude, it was bad.
Damn.
It was not good.
I don't know, dude. I think I'm just so used to being musked by shit at this point.
The Bairds are so bad about it, dude. The
Really?
Bairds do it. Yeah, dude. The Bairds, like, especially like the ones that I don't mess with as much, that are much more flighty, instantly you're getting musked. Like, I'll start my days off with that, and that's
your cologne for the day.
My cologne pretty much at this point is Baird musk, man. Like my chill ones, like they're cool, but like the ones that I just don't mess with a whole lot, that are not into it, like it's immediate. And you can see it. It's like milk, like you can visibly see the milkiness
That's
all over you.
Disgusting.
Yeah, see, mine, you just like especially my gray rats, like you just take them out and like they're never pleased to be taken out, but like you can't see anything, you just smell it instantly, and it's like, God damn it, dude! Like all my stuff, if you put it in hand, it's like you're done for the day.
None of my colubrids musks. The Rushies musk for sure. Fucking and musk. The Rushies and the scrubs are the only ones that really musk. Nothing else really musks. Even herping. None of the colubrids that minus that leaf nose that I just got. I've never really been musked on much.
What's that like? Jesus
glorious,
Christ!
I guess. I can buy a lottery ticket.
It don't matter,
really
man.
Bother me. I don't know. I mean,
it doesn't bother me because I'm used to it. I've caught like around here, all you get is colubrids here, But like you catch a yellow rat snake, you catch a water snake, anything you put your hands on is gonna musk you. Ribbon snakes, especially. Ribbon snakes are gonna musk you every time, and they smell like shit.
Pretty much every yellow rat I've ever caught did it.
And I'm convinced the smaller the snake, the worse the musk. Like I mean,
that's their only defense. So.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like it's more potent with smaller,
more concentrated.
Stuff. Yeah, I really I will die on that hill. Like any ribbon snake I pick up musks the crap out of me, and it's terrible. Oh my God, it's terrible. It's so bad. And then baby water snakes. Baby water snakes are horrible.
I wouldn't doubt it. All they're eating is fish, so I can only imagine.
Yeah, dude, they're disgusting creatures.
Yeah. What are you doing carpet wise? I know you got like Darwins. You got some really cool
Darwins. Darwin. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got the reduced pattern Darwins.
Yes.
I got some designer carpets. Coastals. A jungle, which I don't think it's fucking. That was my first carpet. I don't think that thing's pure, so it's probably
not.
Is probably not pure. I got some locality Brisbane. I got some Brisbanes. What else I got carpet wise? Oh, inlands. Inlands will go this year. Inlands will go this year for sure. After I saw, Brandon Wheeler posted that video of him pulling off that his girl off of eggs. I never knew how big an inland should be to lay eggs. And as soon as he did that, I had no reference. Yep. So as soon as I saw him do that, I was like, oh, my girl can go all day.
Mm-hmm.
So this year will be the year I'll put them together.
How old is she?
2019. So was that 5?
Yeah.
But they were shitty starters.
Yeah, so they're smaller for the Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel you.
Yeah. Besides that, I got some. What do I got? Some pop wins, some
Yeah.
coastals. Yeah, I got fucking granite male, and then just a normal wild caught female, and then some red stuff. I just got a red male, redhead exanthic male from Eric. I fucked up and should have got a pair, but that'll come soon enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. That's sick, dude. Those everybody knows me knows I'm a Popwin carpet dude. So
What?
Darwin's
No way.
shut up. Darwin's are a natural, like kind of like
Next step.
next
Yeah.
step for me. And like, dude, like I've been kind of waiting for like the right kind of Darwins. And those reduced patterns you got, dude, are like cream of the crop.
They're
I get
up there with Brettles for me in terms of like
Dude.
you don't need the albinos and stuff. Like a really
Mhm.
good looking Darwin, like
is a really nice
that
looking
does
Darwin.
it for me, dude. Like yeah,
Dude,
that
those
really-
I'm sorry, those normal reduced pattern Darwins that you have, Brandon,
Yeah.
blow almost any other carpet out of the water for me.
Yeah.
Almost. Besides like a really nice Popwin, like those, like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah, I think some really nice Darwins, even normal Darwins, not even the reduced stripes or reduced patterns. Even a really nice Darwin might blow out some fucking pop ones out of the water,
I mean some, but
or a decent amount, shall I say? A decent amount,
No,
shall I say?
I'm with you. Like Popwin's, I mean, technically, if we're being technical, they're the same fucking thing now. Apparently,
Yeah,
agree to disagree, but whatever. But yeah, dude, no, Darwin's like it's like I said, dude, especially those reduced patterns you have. Like I saw those as soon as you posted them, and I was like,
yeah,
I didn't even know we had those in the States.
yeah. That's Psychotic Exotic line, or not
Damn.
line, but the
Yeah.
ones who started it all.
Yeah.
So I only know my buddy TJ out here in Phoenix. You guys had him on the show. He has a male, and then Jason Balin has 2 females.
Okay.
Besides that, I don't know anybody else that has a pair. I know who has the stock when they got out, who bought it, because that's who I bought my adults from. And I'm going to see this next Pomona if I can figure out something of where the rest of them went, because no one knows what happened to any of those snakes, the breeders or any of that stuff. So I'm going to talk to, I'm pretty good buddy, or well, I know that I've talked to the manager a few times at the Pomona shows and all that. So I'm going to see if me and one of my buddies can go in and get some stuff, check out what's left and what's still there and what's not.
I'm not like I still have some carpets, so like, but I've sold off a few. I don't have many anymore, but when you reproduce those reduced pattern ones, I might be hitting you up.
Yeah, so that should be next year if this female gets her shit together and stops fucking dropping rats as soon as she's one of those. She's the biggest pain in my ass because she'll bite, wrap, drop. I gotta go in there 3 times. It's
because I used to have several carpets that did that exact same thing, and the thing I noticed, at least, it all depends. If they grabbed it right in front of the nose, they'll eat it. But if they grab it by the neck or mid body, they're just gonna drop it.
That's how I got a water python that does that, albino Darwin that does that. It's as long as they hit it right on the nose, then we're
fine.
good first try. If second try, as many tries as it. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! As many times as it take for them to hit that fucking nose, then they'll be good.
And a lot of times by the second or third try, they're normally tired, so it's a little bit more of a half-ass strike.
Yeah.
And when they do that, and they normally grab it by the face, and then we're good to go.
Yeah.
But like, dude, like that was like the biggest pain in the ass. I just sold somebody a pair of carpets, and I was like, look, the female eats. I was like, but you got to make sure she grabs it by the face or she's going to drop it, So if she drops it,
right back in there,
give it to her again. And mind you, when you're doing that, you're trying to reach down and grab the thing with the tongue. She's coming up towards your hand to bite your fucking hand. And it's like, dude.
The thing I've realized too is, I mean, I just reheat my shit too. If it doesn't eat it, and because I leave them alone for a hot minute. If it's missing it or doesn't eat it the first time, I'll reheat it, try it again, and usually it's done by the second try.
Oh, I didn't even reheat it, dude. I was just
No?
like, you're gonna fucking take this, like whether you want it or not.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
I just did because they were always ready, dude. Like as
Yeah.
soon as I put it in front of their face, they would grab it, and it was just a matter of grabbing it. A lot of times I couldn't even, and that was why a lot of times I had to give it to them like 3 times. Because the second time I would reach in and grab it with the tongs, and as I'm trying to pull it out of the cage, they grab
hit
it
the
again.
ass
And I'm
end,
like,
yeah.
dude, come on, man. Like, so I
Pain
have
in
to
the
do it
fucking
like
ass.
kind of quick and snatch it out of there, and then
Yep.
like try and like give it to him right in the face. And it
Oh,
was,
dude, it's the biggest pain in the fucking ass, I swear.
yeah. And
But
then
if
some of
she-
them only want small stuff too, and like, dude, that's almost even worse, man.
Yeah, I have a Stimson's. My fucking Eastern female does that, and oh, dude, the weird shit was she laid she is probably this fucking big, and she's a 21,
Jesus.
and she gave me what did my buddy? So I asked my buddy, I found something in her cage, and I didn't know what it was exactly, so I messaged my buddy who's been doing this a lot fucking longer than I have, and he was saying it was like an infertile. What the fuck did he say it was? He said it was a infertile that didn't fully develop, and it is the smallest fucking teardrop looking infertile I've ever seen in my fucking
Infertile
life.
of an infertile.
Yeah, I'll send it over to the fucking
Double
chat.
infertile.
Dude, this thing is fucking weird.
Jesus,
Let's see.
that's wild. And she's a 21.
Yeah, and she's a 21, and she's fucking tiny, but she's the type that she'll bite it, wrap it. Even if she hits it in the mouth, if it's too big, she won't fucking eat it.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
issue. That's the issue with that one.
I had one carpet that would do that, and it took him forever to grow. Luckily, it was a male, but good God, dude, you could, I think, could easily eat like an extra large mouse. It would
Yeah.
only eat smalls because it didn't want anything bigger. I was like, dude,
Fucking
you're a piece
Christ.
of shit. You know that?
Yeah. Do you see that? What I
Looks like
just
one
sent
of
over?
Jake's balls.
Look over the Jake there, dude. That thing is fucking.
Like Jake just got a vasectomy, and that's what they pulled out.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Man.
crazy. I was so confused by it. I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's like
It's
a
just weird that it has a little cord attached to it.
Yeah.
It's like a sperm. That's
Oh,
what that is.
some big
Jesus.
swimmers, then.
Oh yeah. Damn. That's wild, dude. That's cool though, man.
It was strange. It was so strange. But yeah,
Wow.
besides that, I got some Savus, a pair of Dunai, a pair of Maclots.
Oh, I forgot you had Lyassus.
Yeah. I got a lot of shit hidden over here. I don't post a lot of stuff.
Yeah, dude, you gotta get it. You gotta post more of that, man. I forgot. I knew you had Duns,
Yeah.
but I didn't. I never acknowledge it because I kind of forget Lyassus exists with a lot of people.
Sleeping on the best.
Dude, I used to have a water python,
Mhm.
and that was such a dope snake, dude.
Yeah.
And those would probably be the first Lyassus I got back into if I ever got into them again. Because man, that thing was so much fun. It was cool.
My boy's cool. He came out of a dehydrated egg, so he was already small to begin with, and he had a little bit of a runt, small to begin with, and he does that same shit where he bites it, wraps it, drops it, and I can pump him as much food as I want, and he's still not. He's growing slow as fuck.
Yeah,
it's annoying.
Damn it, man. That's good. You have a pair of waters?
How are
No.
the
I think he froze. I just got the one male.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I want to get a female, but if I'm just afraid of that bitch eating him.
Hell yeah. Smitty, you're about to ask something. How is what?
the Savus?
Oh, that
When
it's like in a lap.
Are you
It's in a lap.
out at some point?
No, I just got a male. I need to get a
Oh,
female. I might get one of the females that are up on fucking Morph Market right now because that's the only ones I've seen for a decent price in a minute. I got my male from Rusk Early at a Phoenix show, random as fuck.
Nice.
It was pretty cool. But he is the spawn of fucking Satan, dude. I swear he could be in a lapid. This fool, he's a fucking pain in my fucking ass. I love him to death, but he's all fucking salt and vinegar.
Damn it, man. Is that a common thing with most of your liasis or not really?
No, my small male Dunai is just like that, but he's not. So this with the Savu, this fool will bite and like fucking leap when he does it, and he won't stay in the same place, or he's just always moving. My Duns will sit still, won't be an issue for the most part. So I got a captive born and bred Roddy Island Mac, and that thing's fucking cunt too. That's the worst snake ever. He's just strike, anything that fucking touches him. And I just picked up a wild caught female, and she's the sweetest Mac I've ever fucking seen.
Really?
Yeah, my buddy had
Ironic.
a pair. Yeah, my buddy had a pair too. I don't know where his came from exactly, but his were kind of cocksuckers too. But yeah, my female's a fucking sweetheart.
Dude, I'll never forget. So there was one year at Daytona. This was several years ago, and Billy, I was hanging out. We all kind of hang out at Billy Hunt's table.
Okay.
And it was just me, just kind of hanging around. He's like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go walk around. Can you watch the table?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I got you." You know, like didn't think much of it. Dude, as soon as he left, like this mom and her kid came up and they were looking at snakes. And I was like, okay, like, you know, just start talking to them a little bit. And they're looking at
hello, I'm Billy Hunt.
Yeah, right.
Nice to meet you.
And they're looking at his Maclots and they're like, "Can I hold that one?" And this one's like locked in,
up, ready to fucking
like locked in, dude. And I'm
coils
like,
deep, fucking.
I don't think that's a good idea.
That's when you go, "Sure, kid," and then you're like, "Again, my name's Billy Hunt."
There you go. I was like, you know,
dude. When you file the police report, my name is Billy Hunt.
Billy Hunt.
I was like, these can be better, you know, if you work with them a little bit, but at a show in this scenario, he's stressed out. Probably not the best idea right now. Here's his carpet python though. It's pretty chill.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, my boy, I could work with him all day long and that fool will light my ass up. And he's not a bite and hold, he's just fucking hit.
Yeah.
He's an asshole.
It's all defense.
Oh yeah.
Damn, man. No, I don't know, man. I've always liked Maclots or as Smitty would say, Maclets. Maclets.
How do you fuck that up so bad? Maclets?
I'm telling you, thank you. He's like, "Oh, it's my accent." Bitch, you have no accent. Get out of here.
My dialect.
You don't have a dialect, Smitty.
Neither do you.
You're right, and I say Maclots.
Maclots.
like a real person.
You keeping Maclots.
But like as far as Lysis goes, like it would be water pythons and Maclots like first on the list, dude. I really, really like Macs. Like they're
sleeping on the Duns.
Duns are cool, man. They're just like they're hard to come by. And
they're hard as shit to come by.
My God, my wallet won't let me have them, man.
Yeah,
can't do it.
I got lucky. Well, not lucky and lucky somewhat at the same time. So when I got my pair, I got two fresh. I don't know what the whole ordeal was. So basically, as far as I know, two fresh imports, and the female, when they were right before they sent them, they said the female had skin issues. And I'm like, okay, whatever, just send them both at the same time once they got them fixed. They said it wasn't too bad, and they'll send them when they're fucking better. She's a lot better now, and they sent them both. The female looked like she had big old blisters. This is a snake this fucking big. She had blisters fucking probably that big going down her. She didn't last a week. I never got her to eat. But they were cool about it enough because I think they already knew how far gone she was.
Yeah.
That they're like, you can either get something else that we have available right now or get another one and wait and get another one. I was like, I'll wait and get another one because I mean, what am I gonna do with some random ass snake?
Right.
So I waited about a month, 2 months later, they sent me a picture, full grown adult female.
Oh shit.
And I was like, yeah, all day. She was dehydrated. She was probably fresh wild caught or something, but I got her, quarantined her, bounced back 100% within like 3 weeks.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was pumped on that one. So my boy's still probably like, he's probably like, fuck, I don't even know, maybe close to a foot now. So probably 2 years out from them, trying to pump him up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's the good thing. If you're going to get one that was full grown, at least it was the girl, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
So that's cool,
And
man.
she's a sweetheart for the most part. She's a little skittish. She'll do that whole fucking piss thing. She'll fucking musk and piss and run a little bit, but once she's out, she's good. She's not like the fucking Max or anything.
Yeah. Max are feisty, dude. Like the larger, even Captain Bread ones, man. Those things are hot.
Dude, the Captain Bread are the fucking worst. For whatever fucking reason. I don't know what the issue is with all that, with the wild caughts and Captain Bread for almost anything. Yeah, for real. It's fucking ridiculous.
Damn, how far are you out from producing Max?
If probably a year.
Nice.
I'm probably a year out on them because the girl, since I've got her, she's probably doubled in size already. I've only had her since April. She grew pretty quick.
The only plus I see from like baby Max is they seem pretty easy to get started feeding.
Oh no, this girl was a good 3 foot when I got her.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing with like Captain Bread Max. It seems like they get started eating pretty well because they're just so angry. It's kind of like baby carpets, like they're pissed off at the world and like they'll definitely just rock.
Yeah.
No issues.
My only issue, so with my Savu, the only issue I've ever had with him is he'll bite that fucker, bite the prey, anything I feed him fucking 20 times. It's just getting him to hold on to it. And he'll throw like a half-ass coil around it. And I got to go real slow with him, really right in front of his face. And then if he gets it, then he's usually pretty set. But for a minute there, for the past like 2-3 months, he wasn't having any of it. It was just all defensive. And then he ate last night for me. So, I mean,
there's a lot of them. Like as soon as they take it off the tongs, if you move a muscle or try and close the bin or anything, it's like, oh, no, never mind.
Oh, dude, I have to close that bin so fucking slow so that fool doesn't. He just wants all the fucking heat. He doesn't want. He's all gas, no brakes.
He wants all the smoke. Like,
all the smoke.
Yeah, dude. Those are the worst, man. Because like I've had several colubrids, and a lot of time it sounds bad. Like I'll wait them out. I'm like, bitch, you'll get hungry. I'll let you get hungry, you know. And it's like, you know, because I'll go to I'll feed them. They'll grab it as soon as I move that tub ever so slightly. They're like, nope, fuck you. Like, you know.
What are you doing? What are you fucking with?
So I'm like, okay, fine. You don't want to eat? Bloop, pull that fucker out, close the tub. Like, I'll feed you next week. You'll get hungry. You'll take that mouse. But
it cracks me up having those ones that are like curious enough to come out and watch you, but as soon as you go in to do anything, they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, that's how the percentum are. Like they'll be out and about all day long. They'll watch you while you're in the room. They'll do that. As soon as you open the door, they're like,
"What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? Especially that male, dude. The female, she's all right, but that male, as soon as I open that door, he's ready.
Ready to rock.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I've got a couple carpets that are like they're chill when you pull them out. No issues, but I'll come in the snake room and just kind of start doing my rounds, and I'll walk by one of the tubs and you just hear it. You know, I'm like,
yep.
Bitch, like I didn't even open it. Why are you doing that? Like,
and they won't even be hungry either.
No,
they just probably fucking ate too.
Yeah, they just ate yesterday, and then it's just like, wow, like, dude, calm down.
Fuck off.
You're not scary. Like, get out of my face. Then you get a run for me when I open the tub. Like, get out of here.
I miss carpets.
Yeah, you just had a pair that you got rid of.
You already got rid of the IJs?
Yeah, surprise.
So hear me out.
Oh, no, I'm not hearing shit.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
I knew those things would barely last a month in your collection. And what did they do?
He was all secret about it, too. I didn't even know.
No, exactly. I didn't know they were gone. And I live in the same county as he does. I had to hear from the guy he got them from. He's like, oh, by the way, I got this IJs from Smitty. I was like, wow. Who'd have
Let's
thought?
hear it. Let's hear it.
Chris Painchab had a really cool pair of castagna corns that I liked a lot. And I was like, he was like, what's up with those IJs? And I was like, I don't know. What's up with that castagna pair? And then we swapped.
Should have been like, I got these sand boas that are a lot cooler.
I love those Conicus. Never getting rid of
Cool.
those. Never
They're
getting rid of
cool.
those bastards.
Thing is,
dude.
you're not. Thing is, you weren't scared of the Conicus. You're scared of the IJs.
I wasn't scared of the IJs.
Dude, I literally I'm pretty sure I either asked you or Pain Shab, and I was like, why'd you or he get rid of them? And you're like, they tried to bite me.
No.
That was like your only reasoning.
What?
Yeah.
I have zero recollection of that conversation.
That it was Pain Shab. He was like, yeah, they tried to bite him, so he sent them to me.
Painchap's full of shit.
You told him you cut rodents.
Yeah, no.
You pissed him off.
They wouldn't get big enough for me soon enough, so I had to,
Yeah. How are the Sambos doing?
He doesn't have those either. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was
Fuck
about to
you.
say.
I do. Conicus aren't going anywhere, dude. I love those things.
For
They're doing
now.
good. They're fuck you. They're growing.
Give it another month.
Mr. Every snake's my favorite snake.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, because everything I love everything I keep. Fuck you mean, dude.
Oh,
No,
shit.
they're good. And they're not
That's
going anywhere.
Yeah. The only thing I can compare to that is my fucking rubber. I love my rubber boa. I need to get.
Those would be
yeah.
cool to see in the wild.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's a trip I need to fucking do.
Ooh, dude, I want rubber boas. I'm not gonna lie. Like I do.
Surprise.
Surprise what, Mr. Scared of anything that has a mouth that gapes at you?
Oh shit.
Get out of here.
If that's the case, I would have been done with the persimmon a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm surprised you still have those.
They're cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
they're pretty cool.
rubber boas are fucking sweet though, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I need to get so every time. So there's a dude that lives in Phoenix. I'm pretty sure he's in Phoenix. He produces them fucking yearly. Every time he goes to a show, one person will buy him the fuck out every fucking
really?
time. And the one I got, well, no. So the last time so I'll tell you a story in a second. But the only reason I got my mail was because he was in shed. So the guy pulled him off and he shed in the deli cup, and then he put him back on. And then I was able to fucking grab him. That was the last one that was left. But so that was last year. The year before last, when he had him, a dude, one of the vendors that was there, bought out half the fucking table, and he was right next to him across the fucking hall. Bought him, put him on his table, and marked him up.
no, dude.
Double the fucking price. I think he was asking like $250 or $300 or something for him, and he put him up there $600. Some shit like that. Yep. And then someone else came and bought the rest of the litter that he had, or the second litter that was, I don't fucking know exactly. And then last year, someone came and bought all of them, and then it was just the one for me.
Dude, as a seller, like nothing would piss me off more. Like, hey, let me buy your whole table, cost, and I'm like, all right, cool, like rock and roll. And then I walk over and he's just reselling them all. I'd be like, bitch, like what?
Yeah, that shit's fucking ridiculous.
That's tough because it's at the same time, it's like if you'd known they were going to do that, you probably wouldn't have sold them. But
yeah,
once
I think he's a no now.
Know what he could do with them now.
Yeah, I think he's aware now. And I think the table, it'd be funny as shit if the table that bought him, someone came up and asked where he got him from, and he goes, right over there. Who produced him? Right next door.
Yeah, that guy right there.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous.
He was selling them for half the price an hour.
Literally remarking the cups again. Yeah, they came from that guy right there.
Yeah,
He doesn't have it. He doesn't
crossing
have
out the
any more
price
of
that was on there. Fucking ridiculous.
Dude, that would and it's not even about like the price aspect. It's like, dude, you literally like
it's the
you just
of it.
bought these to mark them up because you knew they would sell. Like,
Yeah, because no one. When do you see rubber bows at a fucking show? Next to never.
Damn it, dude.
Why does it seem like the gestation on those is probably like an eternity? Seems like everything about that species is an eternity.
Yeah.
The only that's the one thing that's like held me back on him, because I've talked to Connor Wardle about him like a little bit, because like, dude, I really like rubber bows, and I've had my eye on him for a while. And then Connor Wardle got into him. I talked to him about him, and he's like, dude, it's mostly the brumation period, because it's like
you got to get them like
it's like
cold, right?
super cold, and it's for like 4 to 6 months.
Oh,
that these things got to be cold. Like, yeah,
I'm gonna need a wine fridge.
Yeah, and that's what he says.
fridge.
Like, people do is like they get wine coolers or like a fridge, and it's like 4, 5, 6 months that they got to be cold. And I don't mean
Fuck
just
all that.
like 60s. It's like high
Cold,
40s,
cold.
50s
Yeah.
Like
for
legit.
like 4 plus months. And I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like, I can't do that right now. You know, I'm worried about hog noses when I have those. Like, you know, they got to be colder for a little longer, and it's just like we don't get that here. I cool everything in my garage, and so everything that gets cold is based off of what the kind of winter I get here.
Yeah, how long that winter is. I only got like 3 months of like a cold winter, maybe 2 months of a cold
I was
winter.
gonna say even 3 months seems like a lot.
We get 3 months on a good winter.
Yeah,
on a good winter. I normally cool from about middle to end of December through the end of February, and that's like the best I get, you know, and that's long term.
yeah.
I will forever be kicking myself that I did not hold on to that nice stand-up cooler my dad
I
had.
cannot believe you didn't keep that, dude, because you could fit like a 32 quart tub in that. That's the thing with the wine coolers. The
It was
most you
nice
can
and
fit
tall,
is because
but it wasn't like a wine
tub.
cooler. It was like a restaurant grade
But
type.
that's what I
like
mean. You could
refrigerator,
fit,
but not like
yeah,
a refrigerator.
you could fit
You
like
know?
big tubs in those, but like in the wine coolers, you can only fit like 6 quart tubs. You know, and it's like wine coolers really don't work for a lot of the stuff that I keep.
I don't know. At the time, I was just like, I'm not. Why would I? Like, I'm not going to need that.
I remember that thing
Because I think at the time that was before that was before I had any of the Diones and stuff that have to get like cold.
Well, you produced Diones, didn't you?
Yeah, but those, I mean, like with the Bimaculata, I think more so in particular, like those do have to get colder. Like the Diones, you can cool them sort of normally like you would, and they'll be fine. But yeah, I'm kicking myself now because like to be able to consistently have, 55 and just not have to worry about it and like move things around and stuff. That's I need to start scouring Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist again to see if I can find something similar, and then somehow convince Katie to let me put it in the garage here somewhere where we have 2 power outlets, one on the ceiling and one on one wall.
Why no?
Whoever just won this house is an idiot.
Yeah, because I know Montrose uses like an actual fridge, but he's got like, I saw it, dude, and he's got it like all kinds of rigged up, because like a regular
like
fridge
and stuff.
Yeah, like a regular fridge will get too cold, but it's like you have to rig it up a certain type of way with thermostat and all that. And I'm just like, dude, that's why I like keeping stuff that is native.
Yeah.
Or at least from the Southeast, because like my winter is going to be their winter, and I'll just throw them in the garage and call it a fucking day, and
yeah,
that's, I rock and roll with that. But man, that's why I don't keep stuff like Leonis or Gray Bands or, any of that shit that needs to get cold for like, an extended period, because I only got so long in the garage and I don't really feel like getting a fridge. So
see, even then I wonder though with Leonis, when we're comparing them to other stuff like Bairds in a similar area, like the Bairds don't have to get super cold. Like I bred the Bairds the first year without even cooling them. Like I just took them off food and they bred no problem. If anything, I think they actually bred better when I didn't cool them. Like the results were better. The clutches were healthier, it seemed. Whether that's because I cooled them or not, who knows? But and one year of doing that certainly isn't enough to definitely say that it made a difference or not. But anecdotally, from looking at it seems like I've had less issues with eggs when I didn't cool them. But I don't know. it's nice to have it because we've talked about it. Like our winters here are so freaking schizophrenic where
Sporadic.
like we'll have 2 weeks of 75 degrees and then we'll have, a week or 2 weeks of, 40 degrees, and it just ping pongs back and forth, and it makes cooling in the garage, a real pain in the ass.
Dude, like last year there was a day to where it was getting like cold overnight, like in the 20s or something. So I was like, okay, let me turn the heater on in the garage because I have a little, oil filled space heater in there.
Just
so
ambient.
Yeah, so I upped the ambient. And then the next day I didn't turn it off in the morning because it was still cold. But the next day it got up to like 60 degrees. I go in the garage to like check the heater and it's like 80 degrees in my garage. And I was like, oh my God. And I turned that sucker off and I was like, dude, this is insane. Cause like that's the issue we have is it'll get, and that's why it like kind of works if I don't turn on the heater. Cause it'll get really cold at night. Then it heats back up a lot during the day. So like it kind of ends up evening out to where like the heat from the day will keep it from getting super cold at night, but the super cold at night will keep it from getting super hot during the day, like during the winter. So it kind of works out nicely in the garage because like I only open my garage to get my bike out, so like it stays pretty cold in there during the winter, but on those days that it gets super cold, I have to turn on the heater, but then it gets kind of hot during the day, and it's like, dude, fuck, there's no winning here, So I just let them get cold, man. Like I think not last season, they didn't get quite as cold this last season, but the season before, I let my stuff get down to like the low 40s, and everything was good, man. There's one night I temp gunned everything, and it was like 45 degrees, and I was like, oh God, but everything was good, man. I temp gunned the pines and they were sitting there, didn't move a muscle, but it was 45 degrees and they were chilling.
And if it's like a night or two of that, like I don't worry about it too much, but if we're talking like consistently that for 3+ days, then
I wouldn't want that.
Okay. Like one night I'm like, they'll be fine. Gets in the 20s one night, they'll be all right.
That's why I have that heater, man, because that heater works really well.
Dude, I love that thing. Like buying one for the room, especially come wintertime. I mean, granted, my room is small, so that thing, it does not take much to get that thing to heat the room. But I love that thing.
That's the best thing I ever did for my snake room because I got mine. I have mine. Sorry. I've got mine running year round. Like mine's running right now. It's on a really low setting, but I've got the AC. I've got an AC vent. It stays closed, but it still blows ever so slightly. So if it's not on, it'll still get into like the mid 70s in here. And I like to keep it in the high 70s during the day. So I've got my oil filled heater running out of like the lowest heat it can, just to give a little bit, while
can you throw that thing on a thermostat?
I could, but I don't. It's just one of those.
I find that difficult, especially in Jake's room with the size that it is, like to set up a thermostat and figure out the right probe placement to where you're getting like an accurate ambient would be kind of tough because you'd almost have to keep it like in the center of the room and then have your probe hanging somehow to where it's not in the way, but also, doing its job. And it just, I don't know. I rock mine, same thing, like put mine on a lower setting. And then if I need to adjust it after, 30 minutes of it being on, tweak it from there. But I don't think I've had that thing go past like even the halfway mark on that thing on the little stat that's freaking cooking. So I keep mine definitely on the lower end.
My thing being mostly colubrids is I prefer a temp fluctuation. And so like I keep a thermometer like kind of like in the center back of my room just so I can get a good, ambient the whole thing. Yeah. And I like the fluctuation. So right now my room at night gets down to about 75 and then during the day it heats up to about 79 at the hottest. And then slowly drops to like 77. So that's like ideal for the type of colubrids I keep, because like pine, like my rat snakes, I wouldn't mind it being, in the 80s, during the day, like low 80s. But like my pine snakes, if it gets in the low 80s, like they're pissed. they're pissed. So keeping it like right at that like 75 to 79 fluctuation is perfect for me. Everything does well, and plus if I turn the heater up too much, it dries out the room a lot.
Yeah,
And
true.
that's like the biggest issue I have. So I just kind of let it rock. I've thought about turning it off because I don't really know what it's doing right now, if it's doing anything. So but right now my I feel like I've got my room dialed in like fucking perfectly for what it is. I haven't touched the heater in weeks, months actually, since I warmed the room back up. So everything's rocking and rolling perfectly now. And my thing is like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
So everything's rocking and rolling. Even the hog noses, dude. I have no heat on my hog noses, and they rock at that same temperature. And I've heard some people like they're good at that temperature, and some people are like, oh, I've got to keep them hot. And nah, dude, mine are rocking and rolling at that temperature, and they do just fine. So
yeah, I don't keep any of my colubrids on heat minus 2 Transpecos that are just sitting in a rack over here. My room stays ambient at 80. So
okay, yeah, and that's what the do you have all your pythons on heat?
Yeah, I have them on heat, and the hotspot for them is like 87 or something like that.
Yeah. That's about what I do. So like with the carpets, I keep mine at an ambient of 75 to 79, and then their hotspots about 85 to 87, anywhere in that range. So I just let them rock, man. Everything's shitting and shedding as it should.
Yeah.
So I let it go, dude.
Fucking rock and roll.
That's right.
Yeah, the only thing I'm concerned about in my room, as far as like keeping it ambient, is the Conicus. But I've got my like the hatchlings or babies are up on like the top shelf, and they're on like the window side of a room.
Okay.
So they're probably getting where they need to be up there. But then my adult male, like I've got him, and then a corn and something else, because I just did some shifting around. I've got those sitting right next to that heater, so when I do have it on, they are getting a warmer end.
Yeah.
So overall, I don't think it's an issue, but I have heat tape run on everything, but I'll never have it on because it would get again, that room is so small, it would get so hot so quick, even with all that stuff running, that I don't know, it just make me uncomfortable having that going.
And I know a lot of people, it's not about maintaining the heat. It's about the heat getting to a certain point during the day. So like Sky is popping, he's got several popping carpets and he keeps them all ambient, but his ambient temps range from like mid to high 70s. But then during the day, it ramps up to like 84, 85, 86 ambient during the day. So they still get that heat of the day, but then it ramps back down during the night. And, and he's been running that for years and no issues.
Yeah.
And, I personally, like, I do think some of your Australian, Indonesian pythons, they don't need to be kept as hot as consistently.
I don't keep, 100%. I feel that same way. So a lot of my shit is I have some cages that are on bulbs, and if you feel the top of that cage, that bulb's cooking, or at least pretty warm for the majority of it. So I'll just throw some tubs up there and not even just let it fucking ride. So as soon as that bulb turns off, they're dropping to whatever the ambient is in the room.
Yeah, and I think that's like the best way to do it. So like whenever I start to, eventually all my cages that my carpets are in are going to be transitioned over to BlackBox. And when I do that, I'm going to get them onto actual bulbs. And like I'll have the bulbs turned on for 3 or 4 hours a day, like as far as heat goes, and then have them turned off, like
well, I found with the Jansenii and the Persimmon, even with the UV fixtures and stuff going, like that does add some heat to the enclosure, on the ambient level. But even the stuff that's sitting on top of those that do have the UV light, like there is a little bit of heat coming through that top panel of PVC, enough to where it's like, okay, like that's warming up the stuff that's sitting on top of that at least a little bit. So again, it's tough when you're rocking a small room like that. It doesn't take much to really get things over the edge as far as toastiness. So
Yeah.
So one of my buddies, I turned off his AC because the day before it was pretty cool, and turned it off in the morning. Forgot to turn it back on during the day or the next day, and that room got probably 120 degrees,
Oh,
and
my
not
God.
not one snake fucking died. By the time we caught it, we were misting fucking everything. Nothing died. I was surprised. Nothing died. Chondros were
Jesus.
rocking. This dude has a lot of stuff that we thought was going to be rolled, but everything was rocking like a champ. I think it only was that hot for probably like 2 hours, which is still fucking long enough to kill something, but
Yeah.
everything he has was good.
Mhm.
And it's a lot of those species, man. Like they can take more than we realize, obviously for not extended periods. But like
Yep.
you have to realize a lot of these things, like and naturally they live in some pretty serious elements. And like like obviously none of us have ever been
Fucking
to
Mother Nature.
obviously none of us have ever been to Indonesia, but like
Yeah.
good God, like that bitch gets hot.
Yeah.
Like it's
Imagine it's
know.
not a whole lot different than Florida.
Wow, Florida's a bitch. So that's it. Just
I mean,
they
probably
can handle it, but it's always in short bursts. And then, to be
Yeah.
honest, I think it's good for them at times, in short
helps that
bursts.
immune system.
Yeah, like even like my main collection during the winter, I'll turn my heat off in my main room for about a month and cut everything off food and just like do minimal water changes and stuff and just let everything do like a general cool down. It's not for a long time, but even the babies I'll do general cool down for about a month and do water changes, less frequently, and just kind of let them rock in the mid 60s for like about a month and then ramp everything back up, just to get a cycle on them.
Get them
It's also
something.
for the carpets.
Yeah, get it something different from the room because they'll just get stagnant and not understand. Like their body will just build that immune system to fucking be in that set way for so long, and if anything fluctuates from that, then kill them.
And that's why I cycle carpets from year one.
Yeah,
like my babies, like they go through a at least 2 month no eating cycle, like from the get-go. Like when it's wintertime and I'm pairing up carpets, like even my young stuff doesn't eat. Like I don't feed them. Like granted, it takes me longer to grow my shit.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks my stuff is small for 3-4 years old, but like, is it small or is it accurate? You know what I mean? Because I'm giving them that cycle of the dry and no food period, and it's
and then you could ramp it up during the hot times or whenever
exactly
would be that preferred time that prey would be available and just pound them full of food real quick just in that short little burst.
Exactly. And that's what I do. Like I feed more like this time of year. Like it's kind of starts like I'll feed smaller items in like spring, summer, more smaller stuff, midsummer, bigger items less frequently. Come fall time, mid items less frequently. Winter, cut them off food for the 2-3 months and then slowly ramp back up. And it's just a cycle, man. It's like my stuff is I don't like to keep fat. I don't like fat snakes, man. I think fat snakes don't live as long in the hobby, like I've had several people tell me like at 10 years my carpets just die, and I'm like, well, that probably shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I think that could be with there could be a lot of reasons with that.
Yeah,
too.
there's
Just
a ton of reasons. Yeah, between rodent quality and just feeding rats constantly, and there's so many factors in it. But I feel like cycling your stuff from day one can help longevity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it thins out the weak ones in the herd because not everything's supposed to fucking survive.
No.
So if you can't pull through what it should in nature for as good as we can replicate it, then it probably wouldn't probably wasn't going to survive to begin with.
And that's why I don't like cutting eggs. I'm not big on cutting eggs for that exact reason, because like if it can't get out, it probably wasn't supposed to get out. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks and it's kind of shitty to think about, but it's one of those things. Like, if it's not meant to be, should you force it? You know what I mean? Because like I cut last season on some rat snake eggs. I had two that didn't pip on their own, and I waited until I thought they were bad, and I cut the eggs just to see like what was in them. You know, not trying to get them out. I cut them open just to see, you know, how the snakes looked, if they were deformed, like if they were developed, like what. And I cut them both open, and both of them were alive. And I was like, oh, holy shit. Okay, well, so I just kind of left him. One of them came out, and he was tiny. I mean, the smallest of the clutch, and he did okay for a little while. Ended up rolling on me because he had to be assist fed, like was not doing well. The other one stayed in the egg for another like 2 days, and I was like, okay, this thing's not going to make it. All of a sudden, I opened the egg box, and this like deformed, fucked up little rat snake is sitting there, and I'm like, dude, I should have just let you die in the egg.
Yeah, it's
like,
a more. If you say, it's gonna sound fucking very morbid, but if it wasn't meant to be, and you're trying to make it be, it's just gonna be a bigger pain in the ass in the long run.
Yeah, and like that snake is not going to live like a happy, healthy life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that snake came out like, dude, its nose was like bent up. It had kink, like the entire body was kinked to shreds. And I had to put it in the freezer like immediately. I was like, this is fucked. I should just let you die in the egg and not even cut it open. Cause now you have to come out of the egg and be like, is this what life is like?
Yeah, for real.
You
Just
know,
kill
like,
me, man.
yeah. And I did, like, I felt terrible about it. And I was like, fuck, man. So
that's a tough one. Cause I do agree that obviously they're not all meant to make it, because that's the reason mom has, 10
so many
plus.
eggs.
25 fucking eggs.
But I also feel somewhat responsible for the reason they're there in the first place, and that I should at least give them the best chance possible. It's just such a weird sort of paradox.
And
we need to let Mother Nature do its thing, but when you're the reason that they're there in the first place, I feel some sort of obligation to at least give them the best shot I can.
Yeah,
because I'm the same way. Like, I don't start cutting as soon as the first one pips. I'm like, okay, snip, 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 snip. Like, I'm the same way. Like, wait a few days, and then if there's a couple that just hadn't yet, like maybe those are just for whatever reason, they're on the outside of the clutch or something of the clump, and they just didn't get the same amount of heat that like those eggs in the center did. Water content, whatever. Then we'll give it a shot. But I also, like last year, I had that 2-headed corn hatch and made it out of the egg. I mean, it didn't survive past that, but like it was strong enough to make it out. And that was the same thing with like the chondros too. That first year, man, I lost so many in that first clutch that were all fully developed, like full term, and they just didn't make it out. Or I think 1 or 2 that got out and then just rolled after that. Like, that could have been because of the whole. I had a hell of a time with the hydration of those eggs in the beginning. So I mean, who knows? But
and I understand it. I understand it more with like Gonyosoma eggs being a thicker egg, a really hard shell. I understand cutting more because like incubation on those things hasn't been nailed down perfectly. And so like, we don't really know what we're missing with some of those incubation tactics. And so like, I kind of would understand with like the Jansen 9, not necessarily being a snake. Like I wouldn't cut something because it's rare, but because like, you don't know if you're exactly doing it right, maybe cut the egg to give a little bit of help.
And I can tell you after 150 days, you get them scissors start to look
mighty fine.
Yeah.
Them scissors looking real good.
When you're like, we're 5 days past, but this should have hatched on paper. Like, something's up.
Yeah. No, and I don't know, man. It's a weird thing because, like, on the one hand, you can look at it as like, oh, treat it like Mother Nature. If it's not going to get out, it's not going to get out. But then you can also look at it as like we're keeping snakes in boxes,
right?
Trying to replicate
Mother Nature's kind of
we're literally playing God in our snake room. So it's like, which way do you go? And like me, I try to I try to ride the line of in between,
It's
with
fucking hard to ride that
it's
fucking line
hard, yeah,
sometimes.
man. And it's like, with some stuff it doesn't make it out. Like I give it kind of that in between of where like, okay, it probably should be gone by now. And if it isn't and I cut it, then so be it. If it comes out, it comes out. But like every snake I've hatched to date, if it cut the egg itself and it was healthy, it's been perfectly fine. But I cut 2 eggs last year and both of those snakes are dead now.
Yeah.
So it's like, where do you play that?
Is it worth taking? It's like a lottery ticket. Is it worth dealing with it in the long run, or are you fine with losing it? I guess
Yeah,
it's just
and
all like it's species
It's all
specific.
subjective.
Yeah, it's all subjective. It
But
really
like with the
just depends.
Jansen in particular, I think that's a good example because I firmly believe that with the incubation of those, there's something that we are missing in captivity that
yeah, and that's what
they
I was.
don't struggle with Mother Nature. Like there's a reason they're
the
so
fluctuation and
imported so heavily. Like they're clearly doing great in the wild. So it's like, what am I missing here? And so, yeah, once I hit that 145-day mark, it's like, and it's not pipping or doing anything. Like I'll give it a couple extra days, but then at that point, it's like, okay, now clearly something's up. Let's go.
It
ahead and
also makes
investigate.
you. It also makes you wonder, like, when the incubation is that long. Obviously, they're going through a wet period and then a dry period. Like, should we be changing the
changing. Yep.
eggs? Should they be in a
100%.
wet environment and then change them to a dry and then back to a wet? And does that do something to the egg that makes it easier for them to pip themselves?
Well, it's like the same thing with waters. Waters will drop they'll or release their eggs after so long near the end and just leave the eggs to themselves because they can handle it.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the same thing with like scrubs. When I was talking to Kush, he says the last I can't remember how many days exactly, but near the end of incubation, his incubator will heat up by itself because the eggs are producing so much heat that it's like if you just have it's almost like should you put a setting on your incubator for it to almost go through a day and a night cycle? It's like cycling them all the way through. It's weird.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing that a lot of people should consider, like with all eggs, having a day and a night cycle, and it's like it's the whole like shelving method with incubating eggs, especially colubrid eggs, like
They
having
just go through the ambient of the room.
yeah, and just rock and roll. Like last year, I did that with all 4 clutches I got, and other than those 2 eggs I ended up cutting, everything came out perfectly. This year I'm running an incubator because I didn't have python eggs and my incubator's been sitting there for 3 years and I haven't used it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll throw them in the incubator. But at the same time, I don't really like it. Like it feels weird to me, being at a constant. I set it to 78 and I'm letting them rock, and I don't know, it feels weird, but it's there and I'm going to use it. But I like the fluctuation, I think it's natural because the whole like underground thing, if you're going to look me dead in my shit and tell me the underground temperature never changes, you're full of shit.
I would say to an extent.
It doesn't never change. I think it just doesn't change nearly as
no, it doesn't change drastically, but it's the same thing with like my garage during the winter. The heat of the day keeps it from getting super cold, but then the super cold at night keeps it from getting super hot during the day. So it has a mild fluctuation. It's the same thing underground. That's why snakes can survive underground when it's 20 fucking degrees outside.
Well, depending how far down they go to, it's all that insulation. So if you insulate that way more, then I guess it really just depends. And how much of this is actually surviving in the wild compared to the pair or however many that we have in captivity.
And it's also in areas like me and Justin, they can only go so far down before they hit a water table.
Yeah.
And that water table ain't that far down, so it's like they're not going
sea level.
Yeah, they're not going that deep.
Yeah.
So when they're only, 3 to 5 feet underground, if even that, it's like there's going to be some fluctuations. It's not going to be 20 degrees.
To an extent, then what's it packed with too? Because you can insulate a bunch of different ways with shit. So say the dirt that they're going down with is way thicker, way harder than the sand that they're insulating with too. So it really just depends.
Yeah, is it a clay? Is it a clay based, dirt, or is it a sand based dirt? And that may determine how deep the snakes go.
Yeah.
Because I feel like clay would insulate a whole lot better than sand does. And so they maybe with clay they're not going as deep, but with sand they're going a little deeper. But at the same time, if you're in sandy soils, that water table is a whole lot higher than where it is in clay.
Very true.
So there's so many things like we don't know. So we do what works for us and we do what we think is best. I go for longer incubation. I go for cooler temperatures, longer incubation, because I feel like that gives you bigger babies.
Basically maternally incubating it to an extent.
Yeah, to an extent. Yeah, exactly. And that's like with carpets, like I incubate at 86 to 87. And let them run a little longer than people who incubated at 89, 90. And they're hatching on 60 days on the dot, if not before, but it's, I don't know, man. There's so many things that like we just don't know. And we have to just do the best with what we have and what we know works. Yeah. And I feel like stuff with Justin, that's a perfect example of you just don't know and you have to figure it the fuck out.
you have to figure it the fuck out.
You specifically, because I'm not doing it.
Yeah. The book, that Reptile Incubation, the egg book that I got recently too, talked about the hatching, like babies hatching or not hatching and struggling to get out of the egg. Actually has a lot to do with how well started the female is going into with the nutrition and appropriate minerals and things going into eggs and developing and things like that. Apparently there's some sort of direct correlation there. So it's not all external,
Well, yeah. Well, that's the other thing with the NPR episode they had with that Dale guy. He was saying that what was it for pythons at least a third or can't remember exactly, but a decent portion of incubation starts inside the mom with these eggs. So,
and that goes into what kind of food are you giving your animals, and is it a healthy food source, and how often are you feeding it?
Yeah,
it's prenatal vitamins that women take. It's
there's so many things that go into all.
You can have healthy babies, and then you can have babies like Jake. It just depends on if your mom's with him or
not. Oh fuck!
Speaking of miracles of life,
that was out of nowhere too. That one got me.
that was a good one, Smitty. I appreciate that. No, I love it, man. Well, real quick before we end this episode, man, give us give us a quick rundown of your herping and what you've done. Give us your recent finds.
Like to see Willardy in person.
And what's it like to herp Southwest?
I can leave right now, find some, and make it back before tomorrow. How's
sick.
That feel?
I could too, honestly. Smitty probably can't because he's a loser.
No, your drive time wouldn't make it. I could drive it quicker.
See you next week.
I could be in my spot in 25 minutes.
Yeah, but you don't
know. No, we're talking about Willie's there, Doug.
Oh, not Willie's. No.
Yeah.
God, no. No, yeah, I'm talking about a snake.
Oh, I can go outside then. If we're just talking about a snake, I can go 5 feet probably.
He's like, I can go out in 10 minutes, come back with something.
So cool, dude. Those in the price eye are just such a cool group.
I can't thank fucking Dustin enough to get me on price. Second trip I went out, or no, was it fucking first? No, second trip I went out, I got price eye. That one was cool. They are the quietest. It sounds like a fucking grasshopper. It's crazy. And they're so quiet. I've gone out 3 trips in total for price eye. First trip, didn't see anything. Second trip, Dustin found the first one. Third trip, we got 3 in a day. I was mobbing over to, they had one. They called us on the radio, or called me on the radio, said we got one. Went over to them. I fucking walked up on one. I saw it. And it was the smallest. It was probably this It was probably this big. It was a fucking fresh. Oh no, probably not fresh because they're pretty small. It probably had 2 buttons on it, 2 or 3 buttons on it. It was a fresh fucking baby, and it was the craziest. Like just seeing it, how it was sitting in this fucking. It was sitting in a log, and I'm like, ain't no fucking way. I just walked up on this fucking thing right now. I lost my shit. I called them. I got one over here. And they had a big adult. Male or female, I couldn't tell you, but this is the
female.
Smitty
was female.
It's a female. It was big. So I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Female.
But it was a big fucking adult. So we kind of switched spots between so we didn't lose the snakes and all that. We had a group with us. It was the NPR, or it was Rob Stone, Julander, Tom, Dustin, and me. And we kind of just switched off back and forth to go see these fucking things. But it was ridiculous.
I tell you, man, finding getting a lifer is cool, but like when you get a lifer, when you spot it, it's a different feeling.
100%.
When I found rainbows with my buddy out in the Francis Marion, he spotted the first one, and I was like, okay, cool. Like it's my lifer. Like I can count it. You know, the group found it. Like whatever. I was like, but I want to spot one for it to really count, you know. And so we kept looking. Then I spotted the next 2, and I was like, all right,
we're good.
We're good. I can go home extra happy now. Like, it's just different, man. You know, like it still counts.
Ridiculous.
It still counts when the group finds it, but like when you spot it yourself, it's like
it feels extra special. A little bit of good pride for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like it's
it's ridiculous. So so the weekend before last, we went out. We got a green rat. One of our buddies saw 4 that weekend.
Wow.
Saw 4 that weekend. Maybe within like 3 or 4 days. I can't remember exactly, but within a very short window, he saw 4. And
Triaspis?
Yeah. Senicolis.
Yep.
And fucking we went out. I wasn't like I was like tired as shit. I wasn't really expecting, because I've gone probably fucking 40 times out looking for these fucking things.
Isn't it weird how it works like that?
Oh, dude, it's ridiculous. 40 times. I've been on this road probably 100 times, and it's not where I would ever have expected this motherfucker to be. We saw it. I was screaming out fucking loud. I was losing my fucking mind. It was ridiculous. And I was couldn't be happier with that fucking green rat. And then the weekend before that, so there's a spot for saddled shovel nose up in Phoenix, at least. Tucson, apparently you can get them all fucking day. Both leaf noses, saddled and spotteds. I went out to the spot. I've gone to this spot probably 20 times looking just for fucking leaf noses, and never seen one, not a trace, not a tail, not fucking nothing. Not lost nothing. I've seen a bunch of other things. I've seen a lot of Atrox, scoots.
Well, Atrox are like squirrels out there. So
it's a desert squirrel.
Gopher snake, pretty much. And I've seen gophers, cow kings, shit like that. Went out there, only 2 snakes. Was a spotted leaf nose as soon as I pulled onto the fucking road, and a saddle node 3 laps in. And only 2 snakes I saw. And saddles are probably my favorite fucking colubrid. One of the that's shit.
Yeah, but have you ever seen Hypsiglena?
One.
That's surprising. They were freaking everywhere in Texas.
I've seen 1. Apparently they're common as shit. I've only ever seen 1. I've seen.
I said Gron said he's seen a lot of them, like in his yard.
Yeah, for whatever fucking reason. I've only ever seen 1. It's weird, dude. I don't understand it. I've only ever seen fucking 1, and I've seen some in California. I've seen 1 in California. I flipped a rock, got in California, but I've only seen 1 out here in Phoenix. But yeah, I saw those 2 fucking. That's all I got, and I went home. That was on a Wednesday night. That's plus an hour away from me. It's that's 3 lifers in a week for me for this year. I haven't gone out too much this year because my work schedule's been fucked with working nights and all that. But there's South Mountain is probably, depending where you go on South Mountains, like 30 to 45 minutes, and I can get specs, mullows, tigers, I got that's blue spec spot for me.
Dude, specs are like
Mhm.
that would probably be my number one, dude.
It's hard
Yeah.
not to love those things.
Oh
dude.
my god,
Especially
dude.
like the white ones.
Dude, the
whites are in Yuma. Whites are I haven't been out there yet for them. I've driven past Yuma so many times, but you got to get a license. It's a fucking whole ordeal to go out there to look for them.
Damn.
So like when the NPR guys and Phil and them are like going to Sky Islands, like how far are you from like all that?
Sky Island. So the closest would be probably Santa Rita's. That would be. So I'm an hour and a half from my buddy's house, and we can make it in probably like 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going out of the way. If it was a straight shot, it'd probably be 2.5 hours or so.
Okay.
So it's not anything too out of the way. If I'm going to Santa Rita's, if I'm going to a really good spot to see willies and clobs, then like the closest spot is a really hard spot for anything. I've only seen a couple snakes at the closest spot. The really good spot's probably 4 hours away, just because it's all windy roads after a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the same, maybe a little farther as the fucking crow flies, but.
How far are you from Dustin?
I'm an hour and 10 from Dustin.
Okay, so you're not too bad for me.
I'm not too bad, but hopefully I just applied for a job down in Tucson, so hopefully I'm moving down there within the next couple of months.
Nice, dude.
So I don't got to deal with any of this dumb bullshit anymore. Only thing I'm going to miss are fucking specs, because there's no specs in fucking Tucson.
Ah, damn. Dude, specs are like because like me and Sky are trying to plan an out west trip with you guys.
Yeah.
At some point, we were gonna try and make it this year, but shit hit the fan with both of us, and it's just not gonna happen. So, hoping next year we can make a west trip to you and Grand and get out with y'all. But man, specs would probably be at the top of my list, man. Like. Jesus Christ. Like, dude, oh my God.
Specs are nice.
To see more rattlesnakes, period, is cool. Like, we only have the canebrakes, easterns, and the pygmies. Mm-hmm. And, canebrakes are probably the easiest out of all those to come across.
When was the last time you saw canebrakes, Mitty?
It's been a very long time, but that's my point. Is like out there, like when we went to Texas, it was like there was Atrox, there was Ornatas, there was like all this, It wasn't difficult to find them. Like there was
I found a lot of Atrox when I was in Texas.
Yeah, because they're everywhere.
One said hi to your hand too.
Yeah.
I was about to say one found me too.
I got the closest I've ever been was a spec. That was fucking the story that Dustin told on Flippin' 10.
Yeah,
dude, that was the craziest fucking. So we went out to this area. So we got blue specks are real close to me. Blue specks are only in a few mountain ranges in like the Phoenix general area. You can get blues like one other mountain range as far as I know. I'm not fucking expert herper or anything, so I couldn't tell you exactly every fucking bullshit. So blues and reds are Phoenix. If you go a little west, like 2-3 hours, you can get oranges, pinks, and basically just oranges. And then it goes to whites, and then you get all your California specs, which are basically all just reds for the most part, a variation of a red. So we went out west. We did I think a night trip. Yeah, we basically did, I think, a Friday to Saturday or something like that, or Saturday to Sunday, whatever the bullshit was, and went out to this area to look for orange specks. So we went out, got out there early, just check out the area. We went and ate food. Went to go check out the road just to see what the habitat was and everything. And it's 90, 95 degrees. It's a fucking hot ass day, but the nighttime temps are supposed to be a lot cooler. As soon as we finish eating, we get out to this fucking road, start going down, make this turn onto the road that's supposed to be really good. I get fucking 500 foot on this road. There's a orange speck sitting so off of like, it's a 2-lane, so it's like off the fucking what would you call it? It's basically like a pull-out spot. It's just all flat desert, so you can basically pull out anywhere. This thing's basically like a third of its body to half of its body sitting out on the asphalt. And it's probably 110 on this fucking asphalt, 120 up. And I brake check the fuck out of whoever was behind me, pull the fuck over. Oh, dude, it was sketchy as shit. I back up. Dustin gets out. I start backing up. This thing's already pissed off. As soon as Dustin walks up on it, he hooked it, starts fucking striking at him all crazy. I have a bucket that we kind of put over it just to contain it, just so we can get some fucking phone pictures and shit and do whatever. Lifts the bucket up. I'm behind it. It's coiled up, typical fucking coil. This thing's facing Dustin. I'm directly behind it trying to get a phone picture. I'm good 3-4 foot away from it. This thing fucking levitates and like turns and spins and almost I thought it hit my fucking phone. This thing was so close to my fucking hand. I threw my fucking phone. I fell on my ass. And the snake kind of coiled back up again. I fucking slid away from it. And Dustin's like, "Are you good? Are you good? Check your fucking fingers and everything." And I thought for sure. I was already shaking because this is what we were out here fucking looking for. I was already excited as fuck to see it.
Yeah.
And then that was just my hands. And as soon as that thing did that, my legs were shaking. And I'm the one fucking driving. We're going up this fucking, it goes flat to a mountainside. And I'm going fucking gas and brake and the gas, let off the gas up the fucking mountain after that. But dude, I was losing. That was probably one of the scariest things that has ever fucking happened while herping.
Jesus.
It was fucking ridiculous.
No, that's a bad day waiting to happen, my guy.
Dude, and specs are not comp snakes. They are pissed off. As soon as they know they've been seen, they are pissed the fuck off. If they know they haven't been seen, then they're pretty calm for the most part. But as soon as they know they've been seen, they are fucking ready and rattling the whole fucking time.
I never would have guessed that because I've got a buddy here in South Carolina who keeps like a group of specs together.
Yeah.
Calm as snakes, like ever. Like the ones he's got, like obviously these are captive. I don't know if they're captive bred. I assume they are. But like, my God, I kind of messed with him a little bit in his captive collection under supervision, hooks and all that. And dude, they were like hooked them, dealt with them a bit, and they were like the most calm snakes ever. Yeah. And like, I never would have guessed they'd be that bad in the wild.
It's ridiculous. Wild. Give me half a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, dude, you're good. Smitty, you got to come find a cane break with me, man.
I know. I do.
Dude, it was crazy. That last one I found, it was like
a little guy.
It was a little guy, but from a distance, I was like, oh shit, here's another copperhead. But as soon as I stopped, I was like, oh my God, that's not a copperhead. And I jumped out and it was a little cane break, and I was so happy, dude. It was a cool little guy for sure. Just real happy. Real happy. I've been wanting to get back out.
I know, dude. I don't know. It's just been so damn hot.
Yeah, but the nights are cooling off, dude. That's the best time to go. Hot during the day, mid 70s at night. Yes, sir. I was about to ask what you're doing tomorrow, but you're doing a cigar podcast tomorrow, and that's why we're recording tonight.
Yep.
Loser.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, whatever. I was just telling Smitty that he had to come find a cane break with me, but he likes to sit on his ass. He hasn't found a cane break in I don't know how long. I found one, what was it, 2 weeks ago, I think?
Yeah, like a week before last, right?
Yeah, little baby.
Yeah, I fucked up. So I was out in Alabama for probably like 6 months doing this job, and I was living out there. They got us an Airbnb and all that. But I tried herping a couple times. I missed a fucking black rat by minutes on this fucking road. I went up this road to go fish. Nothing on there. Wasn't catching shit. I got tired of it. Came back. There's dead one on the fucking road. Only 2 cars I saw on that whole fucking road. And there's already fucking buzzards picking it off. But I fucking left there and I came back here and I was just looking around the area on INAT that I was at, like, I don't know how long ago, a little while ago. And there's a fucking den that was probably 20 minutes from where I was staying. And I fucking butchered it. This was before I fucking realized about INAT and all that, though. This is a while ago.
Damn it, man. You Southwest boys got to come down to the Southeast and do some herping with us, man.
So I'll be out there. I'm going to Daytona. I'll be out there the week before doing herping, shark diving, doing a bunch of crazy shit out there.
Just in
Apparently,
Florida.
just in Florida, doing whatever these fucking crackheads in Florida do.
Hell yeah, man.
It's a weird place.
Oh yeah, I've been out here fucking. I've been out there once before. I was in Fort Lauderdale, and then I went to Orlando, and that was a fucking shit show. Snakeheads, iguanas, and a bunch of other random ass shit.
So I've got a
swamp.
I've got a random question for you, Southwestern folk. Do you see many condors out there?
Never seen
No.
one.
Really?
Apparently, Dustin just saw a bunch when he was up in Utah and that, but I mean, I haven't really gone and looked for them. There ain't something you can really go.
There's
You gotta
not
go to
really something you
California.
can target. Yeah, I knew they're mostly in California type shit, but I don't know. I'm kind of a bird head, and condors are fucking cool, man.
Yeah, I'm a bird of prey kind of. I like just like so. I saw caracaras for the first time.
Are you a closeted birder?
Yeah,
Brandon?
I'm not a birder. I'm a fucking any bird that eats meat, basically. Any of the big
I'm with you.
owls, hawks.
I like wading birds, and I like birds of prey. That's it. Like big birds.
Yeah, birds. Well, not all of them are fucking too big. Oh, I guess they're bigger than a lot of fucking
not
birds.
big.
Yeah.
I don't mean like little Tweety birds.
No,
so.
yeah. So I went out technically birding for my first time this winter, and I got 4 checked off just in fucking Arizona, and it was only 45 minutes from my house. I saw a fucking bald eagle, dude. That was the craziest shit. That was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. You don't get those in fucking Arizona.
Really?
The fuck? Yeah.
Damn,
so
dude.
I got one on the way down, and then some. I was looking for caracaras. Caracaras are probably one of my favorite fucking birds I've ever seen in my life. Went there, saw. Fuck, I can't remember what the fuck. Yeah, I'm not that versed in fucking birds for the most part, but I checked off 4 of them. Was hauling down this road, saw one fucking caracara. Nutted real quick and dipped the fuck out, dude. I was so fucking happy when I saw that thing. It was the end of the day, and I had a dinner I had to go to. I was over it at that point, but I was fucking so happy I saw that thing.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm big on like birds of prey are my biggest, like, and then wading birds are like my second. And when I was I went and saw Sky. This was, I don't know, 2 years ago. And we were driving, and I saw this massive bird that looked like, a crane. It was a crane. It was a sandhills crane.
Okay.
And I saw it, and it was huge. And I was like, dude, what the fuck is that? Because it looked like a heron to me, but it was
fucking
like
pterodactyl.
But it was like red and all these colors. I was
Yeah.
like, bro, what is that? He's like, dude, it's a sandhills crane. And I was like, oh my god, like
Hold
I had
up for a second. What do you mean? What did you go for?
It's just a sandhills crane. He's like, dude, they're everywhere. I'm like, not by me, bitch. Like,
Yeah,
pull
for
over.
real.
Like, it was so cool. And then not too long ago, like swallowtail kites are a big one for me. Like, I love swallowtail kites. And I saw my first one a couple years ago, just randomly out on WMA, and I lost my shit. Meanwhile, Sky's like, oh, dude, I see swallowtail kites all the time. And he sends me pictures of like 2 of them fighting one day. And I'm like, bitch, fuck you. Like, I'm lucky if I see a swallowtail kite. And then like I see a lot of Mississippi kites around here.
I see kites all the time when I go to the beach.
Oh, shut up.
Fuck it. So
kids flying all over the place.
There's a spot that we go to in the Sky Islands that's really good for this one fucking bird that every fucking birder goes there for. And I have absolutely no idea what the fuck it looks like or any of that. Apparently I've seen it. I have no fucking idea. I don't know what the fuck it is, but everybody's looking up in the trees and all that. I'm like, are you guys looking at the ground at all? I'm trying to find fucking willies or clubs or anything else. But it's crazy. This perspective of everything. Cause someone that's not looking for fucking willies or club or someone that's not looking for willies or clubs will find a fucking price eye that's rare as shit on this fucking mountain. And I'm not looking for any of that, but I'll find the rarest fucking bird you're looking for.
That's exactly how it goes. Like the people who are out there looking for birds find all the cool snakes that you want to see, and it's just how it goes. I see a lot of birders. Like I basically bird while I'm herping.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm all about it. And then like the other day, I had to go with my boss somewhere, and I heard a Mississippi kite, but I couldn't see it. But I heard it, and I looked up. And I was looking around for it, and my boss looks at me. She's like, what are you doing?" I was like, "I heard a bird." It's there
Heard something
somewhere.
making noise.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Like, shut up. It's I
Fucking
don't know.
A.
Man. I love nature, man. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all it's
Yeah,
all awesome.
I think I'm a naturalist at first, and then
Yeah.
everything else after that is fucking.
Yeah.
Even if I don't find one fucking snake, like I saw the night that I got those fucking leaf noses, I got javelinas eating a dead fucking roadkill rabbit in the middle of the road on this little fucking community that's out
Wait,
there. I was
what
like, that's cool.
what were they?
Javelina,
What the fuck is a javelina?
like a
How do
peccary.
you not know what a javelina is?
Shut up, Smitty. I'm not asking you.
It looks like
It's
a wild boar,
weird
but
pig.
yeah, it looks like a
Yeah,
wild boar, but
yeah.
smaller. But it's not a pig.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Jesus.
I messed out.
I can't.
That's weird.
Yeah, I can't describe it to you, but they'll fuck your ass up in a heartbeat.
Jesus. Damn, yeah, that sounds like wild boar around here. Like,
Yeah, basically.
you get pigs around here, man, out the ass. It's wild.
I've still never seen any. Like I've seen signs of them being in an area, but I've never actually seen or heard any, which is surprising because they're not hard to come across.
No. Dude, it's funny. Like this will be my last story. We were hunting when I was in college. I lived right by the Francis Marion National Forest, and yeah, I used to hunt a lot back then. And but one of my best friends out there was he was just a fucking redneck from northern South Carolina. Like he hunting and fishing was his life.
Yeah.
I still fish a lot today, but I don't hunt so much anymore. But we went hog hunting, and you can't bait out in the Francis Marion, you know. And he was like, "All right, I brought something to attract these hogs." I was like, "Bro, we can't bait out here." He's like, "No, it's not like that." He's like, "But just watch." I was like, "Well, what do you have?" He's like, "You'll see." So we get out there, and he pulls out a pack of purple Kool-Aid dust, like just the dust, dude. Like not something that you mix in the water. And I was like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Dude, trust me." And he goes out about 20 yards from where we were going to park up by a tree, and he just sprinkled it out everywhere. And bro, he sat down, and I'd give it 10 minutes, not even. We're sitting by the tree. All of a sudden, 3 hogs run up, nose to the dirt, all running through this purple Kool-Aid powder that he put out there.
Some fucking crack out there for
Yeah,
him.
dude, it's like hog crack. It's like I capped one of them, so we got one of them. But like, dude, and this was like 110-pound hog.
Jesus fucking Christ!
It wasn't no like little fucker. It was a good sized hog. We had dragged that sucker 150 yards out of the forest, and it was
fuck that.
It was a task, but yeah, dude, like it was wild. It's like holy shit, dude.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts. But we got a lot of hogs out here.
Have you heard about the warthogs that are running wild in Texas right now? They're African fucking warthogs. Yeah.
No, what?
Yeah, in this one spot in Texas, apparently, because that's where they do all the exotic hunts and everything.
Yeah,
that doesn't surprise me at all. Actually,
apparently, some got out and they're wreaking havoc down there. And I've only seen one because as soon as I heard about it, I looked on INAT. There's only one pin, and someone road killed that motherfucker. Someone smoked the fucking warthog, and they're like, what the fuck?
What is this?
Yeah, what the fuck? Some weird ass shit. And then apparently there's also fucking oryx in New Mexico that are running motherfuckers over on hiking trails. Yeah, they were released back in the fucking day, I guess, by I couldn't tell you fucking who, but there's a good population in New Mexico of fucking.
You said oryx?
Oryx, like the Egyptian. They look like fucking big old goats. The gray and black fucking, yeah. They're running motherfuckers over on trails because people think they can take pictures with them.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's that fuck around, find out mentality.
Oh, dude, it's crazy.
No, dude, that's Mother Nature don't give a fuck. That's like my thing. Is like, dude, that Mother Nature don't give a shit about you. You want to find
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
you want to find out. You'll figure it out. Like,
Adapt, and evolve, motherfucker.
yeah. It's called Darwinism, and you just
Yeah.
lost.
Something that doesn't even belong here. You lost to that motherfucker real bad.
Yeah, real quick, all because you wanted a picture. No. But I'm hoping we don't find out in a bad way in South Florida in a couple weeks, or not even a couple weeks. Next weekend, we're going down there. Me and Sky, we're gonna try and find us a croc, and
20-foot berm.
I was gonna say get a berm.
we might try. We'll see. See if we can't do so. I mostly like I want to go because I want to see a croc.
Yeah.
And I want to find an Everglades rat snake, which is probably isn't going to happen. They're going to be cool yellows if we find any, but I just want to see some of the local stuff. A berm, if we happen across a berm,
that'd be cool.
It'll be a cool day for sure. But I'm excited just to go see the landscape, dude. I've never been to South Florida before, so it's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
Fuck yeah.
So who knows? Maybe we'll find a chameleon too, which that'll blow my dick just as much, dude. If we find a chameleon just like chilling in the trees, like
get a chameleon and get a buckshot in the back too.
Yeah, right. That's why, like, I'm not trying to go anywhere we ain't supposed to be. That is not. I'm just like, let's stick to the public areas that you're allowed to go and see some cool stuff and
not get shot.
Yep, not get shot. Because nope, I am. After that last episode of Flipping 10 we did with Phil, dude, like him and Sky both have me a little paranoid about the people out there, and I'm like, no, yeah, I'm not trying to find out that way.
Just don't stop and act like you own the motherfucker. You'll be good.
Yeah, but I told Sky, I was like, look, dude, we got to be careful. I can't carry out there. Like, nope, not trying to get in all that. Around here, I can carry anywhere I go, so I ain't too worried about it. When we change states, that's a different problem. So no, but I'm excited, man. I'm really excited to go to South Florida.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. So, but man, I can't wait to hang out in Daytona, bro.
Fuck yeah.
How many of y'all are going?
1, 2, 3, 4. At least probably 7, including myself.
Oh damn!
So if those fools don't want to hang out, I don't give a fuck. I'll go hang out at that fucking gazebo.
You better come hang out at gazebo, boy.
I'll go throw Keller's ass right in the fucking beach, dude, or right in the water. I don't give a fuck.
Please,
I'll fireman carry. How far is the water from the fucking gazebo?
Like 100 yards.
Oh, I'll fireman carry that motherfucker all the way down there.
I don't know, dude. Keller's a big boy.
Yeah, it's all beer weight.
Yeah,
not water weight. That motherfucker's beer weight.
Yeah, it's beer weight. Yeah. Yeah, he messaged me before this. He's like, if you don't call that motherfucker Chains the entire episode, we're gonna have a problem. And I was like, nah, dude. Nah.
Yeah, cocksucker. He asked me too if it's gonna be live or not.
It's probably best it wasn't. Jesus
well.
Christ. Yeah. I don't know, dude. I'm stoked. I'm so stoked for Daytona. It's gonna be a good time. Are y'all staying at the hotel across the street?
Yeah, I think across the street's the one we're staring at.
Sweet.
Yeah. Is that one mainly like a Clubber show? What's like the main fucking
everything?
I've heard it's mainly a Clubber show is Daytona.
No, it's not even. I won't even say mainly a colubrid show. It just has a lot of colubrids.
Okay.
It's got your average. There's a lot of ball pythons, a lot of leopard geckos, a lot of crested.
Same random ass shit.
Yeah, same random ass shit, but there's a lot of colubrids there. So
okay.
There's a lot of everything. I think it's the best as far as like variety goes.
Okay.
Like for a variety show, it's really good. So
yeah, we hit Tinley last year, and it was probably a good variety. I wouldn't say there was more one or the other, but there was a lot of shit I haven't seen before. I ain't never seen an ass before. That's where I got my fucking boy from.
And I've heard Tinley
That's gonna be the
is
show
like
that you'd see those though.
Yeah.
It seems like Tinley like has some of like the more different stuff, but there's not a lot of them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like there's
100%.
some colubrids, but there's not a lot. At Daytona, there's a lot of
A lot.
colubrids.
Okay.
Like somebody last year had black Jansenite for sale, like on one of their tables, like
shit.
the melanistics
Yeah.
for sale. Like there's a lot of
One of the
colubrids.
importer tables.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
no,
that's where you get all the cool shit for the most
Yeah,
part. Because if it's
yeah.
not fucking, because no one's producing any of that shit.
You're not going to
so-
see captive bred melanistic
Oh, yeah.
Jansenite. Like it's just not going to happen.
unless it's from Nerd.
If it's from Nerd, they probably let it chew on them first to see if their hands swelled up. But just kidding. I didn't say that.
The Holy Trinity's there though.
Yeah.
What's that?
Trumbauer, Dungara, and Sherman.
Only know the first one.
You don't know Tony D?
Oh, you guys had him on before, haven't you?
We had him on Corn Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's the guy I got the Gen I from.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah. Good dude. There's a lot of shit at that show, dude. Like
Fuck yeah.
from ball pythons to corn snakes to all your oddballs. Like it's a big
Dude.
show.
It's a good thing Dustin's not going, because when we went to Tinley, this motherfucker had the biggest box I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And I was like, can I sneak my one gecko in here so I don't fucking...
No. Yeah, dude. I think last year between show pickups and because like normally every Daytona I have people like deliver to me, and so I leave with a bunch of shit. Yeah, Montrose
delivers
specifically, like
pulls out
always,
his backpack and just starts unloading.
Yeah, snakes all for me.
Bottomless.
This year it's not going to be like that. I think this year the J&I might be my only pickups. You know, depending on what kind of cash I have when I go, it may not end up that way. But
and they just bust out the credit card after that.
Yeah, whatever. You take PayPal, good services.
Give me 20 minutes. Let me find an ATM.
Yeah. But I think last year between Montrose and show pickups and Chris Paint Shab, I think I came home with like 15 snakes.
Jesus fucking
something
Christ.
like that, dude. And like
Smoking crack.
my quarantine area was a shit show for the next 6 months. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I don't think I've ever come home from a show with more than 5 snakes.
Yeah, no. And I only bought 5 snakes at the show, but I had
Shit, you're already picking up before that.
Yeah, I already had like 8 of them being delivered. Montrose brought me 2, 3, 5 snakes, and then Tony D brought me 3. I bought 2 more from Tony, then another pair of something else, then a hognose from somebody else, and it was just like fuck.
So I know who has self control out of the 2.
Yeah, it's not me. I don't know, Justin. You got several last year, didn't you? The last couple.
I
years?
did.
Yeah.
I did.
Justin always leaves with like 7, 8 snakes.
It's a problem.
Yeah, dude, Daytona's dangerous, bro. Especially when you're within driving distance like we are.
Yeah.
You ain't got to ship all that stuff back. Oh.
Well, what's up? Extra $100.
Yeah.
At that point.
That's the problem.
Driving or flying?
I'm flying.
Nice.
We're flying into Miami, then we're driving down, doing a bunch of shit along the way, and then flying out of, or I don't know, it's one way or the other. Fucking the top to the bottom, and then we're flying out of the bottom.
So you're probably flying out of Miami then.
Okay, yeah, sure. Couldn't fucking tell you.
Miami's at the bottom.
Okay, then I bought plane tickets. So I don't know where the fuck I'm not driving, so
he's just landed somewhere and he's just gonna get there. You know,
getting in the car,
hitchhike or something.
Shit's lined up. We got a car. I'm just not driving that motherfucking car. I'm gonna be fucked up the whole week.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna have to definitely kick it for a while because
when
are you getting in?
The 9th, and then we're leaving the 19th. So I think we're leaving after the show.
Oh, so you got a whole ass trip, dude.
Yeah, we got fucking. My buddy's planning out. He's like, just have some money set aside. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm ready. Just tell me where the fuck we're going. What I got to pay for. We'll be good. Only thing I know for certain, 100%, is we're going fucking shark diving. And that one, I'm like, my butthole's already puckering on that motherfucker.
Yeah, we had some friends do that last year.
Jeff and Kendra did.
Jeff, Kendra, and Casey, they did that last year, and they had a great time. But like, yes. Oh god, dude, I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, apparently we're going for tiger shark. So.
Oh fuck that.
That one's fun.
Nah. I catch enough sharks in the river around here to know. I'm gonna do that. No, sir. Just a couple weeks ago, I caught about a 4.5, 5 foot bonnet head out on the river, and I was like, no, I'm good on that, dog. I'm good on that. But, good stuff, man. Well, I think we're about ready to wrap this sucker up. So, anything else?
Rhinos are pretty cool.
BlackBoxCage.com. Yeah.
We worldwide.
Yeah, where was that in the middle of it? I thought you were supposed to throw that around.
Oh, man.
BlackBoxCages.com, Facebook, Instagram. Put yourself something in the cart. Then at checkout, use the code THN at checkout. Get 10% off your order. Then hop on over to SteveSnaketuary.com. Get the full lineup of Venom Hot Sauce. Or just go and donate. Help Steve out. He's doing a lot of good stuff. He's a first responder. He's a good dude. Just help him out. He's helping keep the faith and teach people that they never got chased by a cottonmouth and that their uncle's cousin's girlfriend's stepdad was wrong the time he said he did. So you're helping him do that directly by buying that hot sauce, and you get awesome hot sauce as a result. So win-win. And then fullvisaapparel.com. Use code THN at checkout as well. Get 15% off your order. That is the exclusive promo code for THN listeners and viewers like you. So we're not doing a show tomorrow, but it sounds like there is a Kingsnake Chronicles episode they are doing tomorrow while I will be doing the cigar podcast.
Yeah.
So there is still going to be something. I got to set it up and stuff for Chris and get them all ready. So they're set up for success. And that'll be good. And then Monday is Snakes and Stogies, as far as I know. So,
and then next week, I think we're going to try and get a Flippin' 10 episode in before I head south. We might do it Wednesday. So Wednesday next week. Flippin' 10's always live, so be looking out. We're going to try and shoot for Wednesday if our guests can do it. That way, I'm not trying to squeeze one in Thursday before I leave early Friday for South Florida. So just heads up, be looking out for a live Flippin' 10 next week.
Who is it?
None of your business.
Yeah, he's not going to tell me. Whatever.
Yeah, that was real sneaky last Flippin' 10.
Yeah, right.
Everybody had a knobtail shirt on. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I was like, oh, look, they match.
Yeah. So it was funny. Like, I hopped on there, like I was setting it up, and Sky was wearing his knobtail shirt. And I was like, oh, dude. I was like, should I put on mine? He's like, yeah, dude, go find it. And I was like, okay, cool. Hold on. I went and found it, changed my shirt, and put it on. I was like, they'll never know.
I just thought it was
cute.
Yeah. As soon as Phil came on, you're like, oh, I never would have guessed. And I was like, shut up.
Well, because he had his fucking on too.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking like a cult.
Looking like a church group.
Fucking cult serpents over here.
Yeah.
So I am curious, where'd you get that? Where'd you get the name from?
Thinking of a name. I like cults, and
I like cults.
Cult shit's fun. I mean,
yeah,
it's fun to watch a bunch of fucking idiots.
It's fascinating.
It really is. It's really fascinating watching a bunch
whole
of people,
psychology of it. Yeah.
It's just like have nothing to follow. Yeah, so I mean, it kind of came randomly, but it also kind of worked out at the end.
Yeah,
like
it works.
It kind of wrapped around, I guess.
Just the fact that you can get that many people on board with an idea as ridiculous as we're gonna fly away on a comet.
Like, what the fuck?
And the only way we can do that is if we all wear these white Adidas and cover ourselves with these purple blankets and then poison ourselves
with some Gatorade.
Everyone's like, yeah, totally, dude. You're right. Absolutely. Let's fucking do this, dude. Pour me a shot.
Plus you're a fellow metalhead, so it kind of just like works out.
To an extent, I'm not that fucking deep into it, but I enjoy it.
Oh, well, fine then. That's fine.
I'm not fucking death row tattooed all that shit on. I don't fucking.
Well, why not?
It's cool. I can barely remember my own fucking name. You think I'm gonna remember when the fuck I get my fucking a band tattooed on me?
He's like, I
Yeah,
don't even know whenever
who
I got
does that?
these tattoos. Like,
Yeah, honestly.
that's one thing I did survive is I never got any band tattoos, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, yeah, Justin.
Who the fuck does lame shit like that?
I gotta throw a
Jesus.
little bit of shit.
I love it. Finally.
How many is it more? Oh, wait, is it at least more than one? Band tattoos?
Yes.
Is it cap out at 5?
Nope.
You have
It
more than
doesn't
5? You have more than
No.
5 band tattoos?
I have 3.
Oh,
Oh, so it caps out at 5.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's not that bad then.
See?
See, I only knew of one band tattoo you had.
You don't, yeah, because he doesn't listen to good music, so he doesn't know what the other 2 are.
Well, I also am not paying attention to your body like you are mine.
Why not?
You don't look at good art?
Yeah. You don't like art?
My
Ever been to
body.
Subway? You ever had to make a sandwich?
Dude, you're literally like, is if a human form of Subway existed, you are it.
Probably wrong reference on that one.
No, I know what I said because I hate Subway.
It's definitely not
Subway
as good
doesn't
as
have-
it used to be.
Let's say Jersey Mike. Subway has the wrong fucking.
Yo, I know what I
I'll
said.
touch yours on
I
that
know
one.
I know what I said.
I still don't get it.
See, I liked Jersey Mike's.
What was bad
Don't-
about Subway?
his name is Jared.
Oh, I'm not even talking. I'm talking about literally like the quality of the sandwiches.
I mean, I am too because you're shit quality and Subway sucks.
Jesus.
That is you.
They are. When I was a kid, like it was actually decent and it wasn't stupid expensive. Now I'm paying like $15 for a really subpar
For a foot long?
sub, and it's like this is ridiculous.
No.
Paying like $1 an inch.
I wish
At
it was that
least.
easy. I wish it was that easy.
All right.
Should be getting double that easily.
This has been episode 213 of the Hermeticulture Podcast. Brandon, thank you so much for coming on tonight, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, this was a fun one. Long time coming. I think I messaged you like 2 months ago. I was like, hey, man, you want to come on the show? You're like, yeah,
Probably.
we'll work it out. And then it
Quiznos
just so
was the
happened,
OG.
and it just so happened that you stopped working nights like right before we wanted to record. So
Yeah,
It
you
was
chose
meant
the
to be.
second best. You chose the second best degenerate besides Keller.
oh god.
I want to see that fool on a show at some point.
We're
to see
trying.
what-
We're saving the world from his brain.
Smitty, I'm down for it. Smitty's scared to have Keller
I'm
on the show.
scared to have Keller on.
Yeah, you are. You're scared of Keller just
I
like
have-
you are your Jansen and I.
I have you wanting to get Keller on. Phil wants to get Keller on, and I'm like, I don't know where to open the pen to that raging bull.
Probably not live.
Both. No,
Oh.
both. And they gotta be live. If it's not live, I don't want it.
You know what's funny is we're gonna do that, and he's gonna be the most well behaved that we'll
Oh,
probably ever see him.
he's just gonna be boring as shit because he's
Probably,
not Keller.
yeah. He's not even gonna talk. He's just gonna
See,
be
that's
like,
the
He's gonna be
thing.
stage fright. He's gonna be the biggest pussy
the-
ever.
Vinicius.
You heard that first year, Keller. You're the biggest fucking pussy.
That's a challenge and a threat.
Oh my god, I love it. It needs to happen. It's gonna happen. I
does.
don't know.
It
I don't
does.
know why it hasn't happened yet. Like I'm down for Keller.
We've
too.
talked about it, and like the one time that we were gonna have him on Snakes and Stogies because he was off and he was like available, Phil had already had someone lined up, or we had already had someone penciled in, and it was just
There
it
was
last minute. It was like Sunday night. He's like, "Oh, I'm good for. I can do it tomorrow," and we're like, you're late."
You're a day late.
there was one night like we didn't have anybody lined up for THP. And everybody was like, get Keller, Keller. And then everybody started talking shit, being like, oh, Smitty's scared. And you're like, fuck it, let's run it back. And I was like, yeah. And then somebody was like, oh, I got something going on tonight. I can't record.
Yeah, something came up.
It was just, yeah,
It was some sort of dinner.
to the wind. It was to the wind.
Going to dinner with someone.
I was looking
Katie's
forward to
family or something. I was too, but
I was ready.
I ain't scared of killer.
Come on, then. Let's make it
Oh, boy.
happen.
I want to see it.
I'm
It's
ready.
gotta happen.
Bastard.
I'm ready for
The
it.
goofy bastard. He somewhat comments smart shit sometimes.
See, that's the thing. Keller's like the smartest
Dumb
idiot.
guy. Smartest dumb guy you'll
idiot.
ever meet.
Smartest dumb guy you'll ever meet in your life. It's insane. Love Keller to death, but we need to get.
Oh, I hate him. I hate him. I'll tell him I hate him.
Something to his fucking
cocksucker.
face.
I'll tell him to say he's a fucking cocksucker. He's a fucking bag of dicks. He knows it's all out of love, though.
Yeah, he knows. He knows what's up because he'll say the same thing about
Because
you.
if you show him love, then he's gonna start fucking being worse.
Yeah, he'll call you all kinds of names if you show him you care about him. Jesus, don't even get him started. Oh man. Well, this has been a wonderful episode. Thank you again, Brandon.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I think we're gonna call it a night.
See everybody later.
Good night.
See.